This is VSIN, the Sports Betting Network. This is the Sports Gambling Podcast live on VSIN, the Sports Betting Network. Here are your hosts, Sean Green and Ryan Kramer. I can't believe we're letting these guys on my network.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast live here on VSiN. Sean Second the Money Green with my partner in picks, Ryan Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog. Already a great Friday.
Yeah.
Already a great Friday.
What's so great about
the
this
slot
time?
machine was nice to me. Shout out to the Denver Broncos.
Oh, okay. Nice little slot comeback.
And I saw no highlights. No highlights. So
No highlights. Still the nice slot.
Still hit a little clutch kick jackpot.
Hanging out with us in studio, kicking things off, Chris Wilberding, aka Big Balls. What's happening, man?
How we doing, gentlemen? Kramer, I have to ask. When you come here, every Friday and you play the NFL slot machine, when you hit that jackpot, are you done, or do you give us a chance to win that back?
So the system is I put the money in the machine, and if the money runs out, I probably put a little bit more money in the machine.
All right.
And then if that runs out, I leave. And if I win, I'm pretty good about once I hit a certain amount.
But then it might go over to the craps table or late night.
I mean, this is more about the slot in and of itself, and I respect your willpower to leave that machine.
Now, usually when I hit something like this, I reinvest it immediately. Today it was into a round robin anytime touchdown parlay. So don't worry, it's been put back in the ecosystem. Well,
it is funny. Like when you're here hanging out, it's like, okay, I won this money with craps. I'm going to do the responsible thing and put some NFL sides
for sure.
Anytime touchdown,
and I'll save the rest for after the show.
Yeah, exactly. You got to find that balance.
My the best strategy I can give someone. I feel I'm better sports betting at other betting. And so anytime I win, it just goes right to the sports book. All summer when I was hitting the slot, go right to the futures. Jags division.
Well, there were some other Jags bets that
Liam Cohen, coach of the year.
Beauty.
Jackson Dart, rookie of the year. Let's go.
That was you. You were the announcer in that press conference. You were the one telling him.
Great job, coach.
That was you, wasn't it?
Right. It's not professional. We're media professionals.
I'm a professional who likes to win.
Now, last week you weren't able to join us. You were a part of the big check ceremony.
Yes.
We got to see the parade down here.
It was going on in the middle of the show.
Yeah, and I was joking because it was right after the Indiana game. I'm like, oh man, there's someone who was big on Oregon. They just see these people dancing with the giant checks, like, you son of a. So how was it? I mean, I assume it's an awesome time. I mean,
yeah, it's incredible. I mean, so the past years that we've done this, I've always been at the D. This year we finally outgrow the Detroit ballroom over at the D, and we brought it up to our Galaxy ballroom here at Circa.
Oh, nice.
And just to be able to give out all that money,
it's gotta feel awesome
to hear the stories and all these guys. Some of the winners. The winner of the millions. He was awesome. Coin Hop. He was great all weekend. He definitely partied like he won $1 million. Yeah, he was a beauty. He was a beauty for sure. It was incredible. And then all the survivors. Yeah, we had 4 out of the 5 survivor teams here for it. So for all of them, as well as we also had the winner of the booby.
Oh, great!
And they were awesome. They basically stayed the whole entire time from 2 weekends ago to this weekend.
Booby P, they're just making a run of it, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And they said, no, I don't think we're going to change anything. We're gonna go for it.
Yeah. Well, it's weird if you've ever been in the running for last place in these things. I think a couple years back, Kramer and I were like close, especially for one of the quarters. Mm-hmm. It's like, all right, do we keep our strategy or do you try and reverse it? But that it's like that weird thing,
that mental warfare you have to go through.
Oh, I don't want to play the opposite. This is my first instinct, right? And they're like, no, wait, we're trying to lose.
But my first instinct sucks. So how do I fix that?
They were on VSiN talking about it, and he basically said it took him a little bit to get there, but once they realized they just needed to follow the process and like as if their picks were still good, but play the opposite.
I just love the guy like sitting there looking at DVOA, looking at this.
Yeah, it's just like, crazy just to lose at an incredible rate. But no, it was awesome. We did that whole entire parade with the VGK drum bots, and we took them out to Legacy. It was hilarious. They would probably had like 20 big checks up at Legacy Club.
Yeah, I did see guys walking around with big checks.
What are we doing?
We showed up later, and there was like a big check for like $250,000 leaned up against the column.
Yeah. Well, it's like having to go around. Just give me one of them big ones. I'll catch that. I'll catch that.
And it's got to be a great. I mean, if you're up at Legacy, single guy, it's got to be a great intro. Oh, hey, sweetie, it's a big check here.
The move is you get a table and you have a seat for your check.
For the check.
100%. I think there was one of our most, a couple years ago, one of our Survivor winners. I think it was Maddie Saint, and he just said, "I'm taking a picture of this, and this is going to be my Bumble profile picture going forward. This is it." Well,
we know one of the guys. I think he's now won 2 quarters. And he said the big check was awesome, but he lives out of state, and he goes, I didn't know how to get it home. He's like, mail it home was like $1,000. The airline wouldn't let me take it home. He's like, I had to chop it up like a dead body. He's like, I didn't know what to do with this. We have now figured out the way through our concierge to ship these checks back for him. Okay. Don't get me wrong though. It is expensive. It is expensive. They can afford it. They can afford it for the most part. Just take it out of the top.
Yeah, for sure.
Just imagine, you get a package coming to your door, 6 feet tall.
Like, what is this? Oh, it's a big check. I do want to walk. The dream is obviously to get the big check. That's going to be awesome. But then just to be in line at the cashier with the giant check and trying to just slide it under to the cage and see what they do with it.
It was so funny, because obviously that was Friday night. So Saturday is when we did all the payouts. So there was just a line of people right over here talking to Jeff Benson in the book, getting paid out. And the amount of money we were paying out on that Saturday was obviously incredible. Over $30 million,
that's insane.
So it was just awesome to see. Everyone's super happy. So, it's such a fun, rewarding contest at the end of the year too.
No, and for a lot of people, and I would say most people, it's life-changing money from playing a football contest, which really it's the American dream. And it's so cool to see that and being on the side, giving it out. That's got to feel cool to hey, here's life-changing money because you're good at picking games.
Yeah, shaking their hands, and everyone's like, whoa, the games are today, the games are Sunday, it's wildcard weekend. I want to buy a cabana. I want to buy. I'm like, come talk to me.
Come
talk to me. I got you.
We know you're good for it.
Now, we got to know. Did anyone request the full payout in chips?
Oh, that's always the dream.
No, not the full. As far as I know, it was cash. It was cash that we gave out or whatever we're doing.
Now,
I'd probably cash in. Set me up at the high limit blackjack.
Give a couple plaques. I'll take this at the high limit.
There is nothing better feeling than getting one of those plaques.
I feel
like I'm in James Bond.
I'm jealous that I can't ever experience that because obviously I can't gamble here, but those plaques that we give out are so crisp and so clean.
Oh yeah, if you don't know, the 10K marker is like this giant. It's like in glass case, and it's got this. I think it's Vegas Vicky in there.
The outline of Vegas Vicky.
It's almost like if you could imagine like one of those buzzers for a restaurant.
Yeah,
but it's colored and it's like this.
Don't imagine that. That's not what we're giving out.
Well, no, but it's like the size. It's a giant thing. It's not like you put it in your pocket.
No, it doesn't buzz when your food's ready at Buffalo Wild Wings.
You get a victory burger and you get 10K.
I'm sure you get a victory burger.
Wow, no problem. You deserve a victory burger if you cash in one of those.
It's the super cool. And we always joked with Derek, like, hey, not if we win, when we win, full chips, let it ride. And I don't know if Derek told you, but next year you guys are gonna. There was already discussions about adjusting the time because we're going to be at the check ceremony, so we don't want it to overlap with the VSIN show.
You know what?
I don't know if you already got
that. Makes so much sense. I think we already talked to Bill about it too.
We've already requested off for next year on that day.
That would be a pretty strong piece of content. Getting the check presented to us on the air.
Yeah, you just do that. 100%. Have Mike Palm, the master ceremonies, coming with the mic. Just do it right here in front of you guys.
I mean. Not that you guys have trouble getting the word out, but if we hit this thing, it's going to be great for content.
I agree.
It's going to be great for content.
It's going to be the one that you plan before the season starts too.
My goodness.
Usually that's how it works. Playing to win $1 million doesn't sneak up on you. We got to talk about the games, divisional round.
Absolutely.
What's the big balls lock of the week?
You know what? I'm not scared of Bo Nix. I think this could easily be a popular dog play that I'm going in on. But I'm taking the Bills, man. I mean, there's no Burrow, there's no Lamar, I know that's what everyone's talking about. I understand. I'm reading very far into it and I'm agreeing with it that I feel like this is Josh Allen's AFC to lose.
If not now, Josh, then when? I think is the good argument there. And if you're one of those conspiracy minded NFL viewers, NFL handicappers, certainly the NFL would rather Josh Allen in the Super Bowl than Bo Nix. So I think right there.
Tony Romo and Jim Nance were running out of saliva last week.
I don't know, Jim.
He's putting his cape on here. I don't know. Can you fly in elevation? It's gonna be tough. Yeah, no. I mean, I'm on the Broncos. It's not my favorite play of the weekend. I know you're not a Bears fan as a Lions backer, but 4 points at home with this Bears team in that cold weather is just so appealing.
Yeah, understandable. And people the last 10 games for Stafford outside have been tough.
Yeah.
But also it's like, Stafford played for the Lions
he's
for
not,
a very long time.
He's not unfamiliar with the elements there.
And I'm sure he still hates the Bears from when he played on the Lions.
It's true.
So he definitely wants to win this game. Obviously he wants to win this game. It's a playoff game. Regardless, I love the Rams. I'm so chalk. I'm so chalk this week. I'm not sharp, by the way. For everyone to know, I am just full of chalk. So, but I do love the Texans.
Now the chalk was hot last week. Now what about you guys at the book? I know Derek's mentioned that Seattle winning it all would be a bad outcome future wise.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I didn't want to talk about it.
He's like, not Seattle. Is there any other thing you're sweating out this weekend?
It's sure as hell not Seattle.
Okay.
We're massive 49ers fans. And it's definitely not the Texans.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So house, we're definitely rooting for the Patriots. We're rooting for the Patriots and 49ers.
Go Niners, go Pats. Hey, we're picking every NFL game against the spread, picks, props. As always, big thanks to Big Balls. We'll be back in just a second. Sports Gambling Podcast live here on VSIN.
You're here because you want an edge. That's what separates listeners from winners. But let's be real, mindset alone doesn't get bets home. Pros win because they've got the tools, the data, and the discipline. And now so can you. VSIN Pro gives you access to the same real-time insights the sharps use. No secrets, no fluff, just actionable info that moves markets. Tap the link and see why serious bettors are turning knowledge into profit with VSIN Pro.
This is the Sports Gambling Podcast live on VSIN, the Sports Betting Network.
Welcome back, everyone. Sports Gambling Podcast live here on VSIN. Sean Second the Money Green with my partner in picks, Ryan Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Happy Friday, Sean.
Happy Friday, and I'm celebrating with a sweet new match up to $100 in bonus cash over on ProfitX. I actually already have this because, again, California is one of the many states where you can use ProfitX. ProfitX, #1 place for college hoops and college football player props. Again, great prices. Take advantage of ProfitX's 20% purchase match. Download ProfitX and get started today using the promo code VSIN. That's ProfitX, promo code VSIN. Kramer, we're going to be talking a little college football and college basketball.
We are.
Kobe Dan from the college experience. We got national championship. We got a nice Saturday slate for hoops as well.
It's that time. We can start reaching out and touching college basketball.
Yeah, we're doing a little bit more on our podcasts, and good to get it going here in the VSIN because we only as awesome as the playoffs are, we're down to 4 games, right? We're down to 4 games, then 2 games, then 1 game. Although the Super Bowl does feel like 10 games. Yeah, it's just it's
7 games to go.
The reality is slowly setting in. We only have 7 more NFL games left,
and the Pro Bowl.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Did they still have it?
Yeah. Good question.
They had like the games.
Yeah. I mean, we're like a couple years away from ESPN just having it at Disney World every year. Although they should just bring back those skills competitions. When I see those videos,
those are fun. Yeah.
Old school videos of guys like sprinting against each other, the quarterback challenges,
bring it all. Robots that the guys are hitting with the footballs.
Bring it all back. Guys trying to throw it as far as they can. Bring it all back. All right. So let's get into it, Sean. We got 2 games on Saturday. First game is at 1:30 p.m. here on the West Coast. It's the Bills Broncos game we were just talking about with Big Balls. Big Balls lock of the week, of course, is the Bills. They're catching 1.5. 46 is the total. We've seen this bounce back and forth a little bit. Bills were favored by 1.5 at times. Mostly the Broncos have kind of settled in as the 1.5 point favorites. And per the bet splits over on VSIN, as Big Balls mentioned, the Bills are 100% the public side here. You could argue this is, the two road teams on Saturday, I would say, are probably the two public dogs of the weekend. And starting with this game, it's all about Josh Allen, Superman, versus a great situation, great rest disparity, great home edge, a great coach, going to have a good game plan, good defense. The list and reasons to take the Broncos to me way out or outweighs the Bills. And my goodness, I'm going against the Bills again. Hopefully they don't suffer the same fate as the Jags last week.
Yeah, I already got down here on the Broncos. I just played the money line minus 120. I'm a little again. We haven't had a crazy 1 point game. This might be the one. But Ryan, Clark Kent. It was always in New York City. I mean, Superman. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not a comic book guy, but more of a sea level guy. Can he fly at elevation? I imagine the Cape air gets a little thin up there. I mean, if you're taking the Bills, it has to just be because, hey, I like Josh Allen. I think he's better. I mean, matchup wise, outside the quarterback position, it's all Broncos for me. One, again, the home edge. Broncos at home in general. They only lost one game at home this year, and that was to your Jags. Other than that, yeah, it wasn't always the prettiest, but you look at Sean Payton off a bye in the playoffs, 4-0 straight up. I love that angle. Now again, the Bills have done a good job playing up the competition, but I just look at Josh Allen, man. He got incredibly beat up. Now you're going on the road. I mean, the travel spot for the Bills is pretty brutal. Buffalo down to Jacksonville, back to Buffalo, back to Denver, throwing the elevation against a rested team. And you can attack these Bills linebackers. Again, everyone who was back in the Jags is yelling at Coach of the Year nominee Liam Cohen to run the damn ball. He didn't do it, even though it was pretty effective. I imagine Sean Payton's going to have a game plan that sticks to the run. And I think Bo Nix has a big game with his legs. Bo Nix already got his one playoff loss out of the way last year. I think the Broncos go on a bit of a run here, and it starts with a win over the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, this is I think this is at home against this Bills defense is a good matchup for this Broncos offense.
Revenge too from last year's playoff game
where they embarrassed them.
The city of Metropolis, Illinois, is 328 feet. Now that's not the mythical city of Metropolis that Superman lived. Now the other side of this is he was able to fly in space when the air is very thin out there. So,
that's just a good point.
Worth pointing that out. I'm with you. I'm on the Broncos. Like I said, I think the rest disparity thing. I don't quite understand why these teams that played have to play on Saturday. I don't understand the short week angle here, especially for Buffalo playing on a Sunday then a Saturday.
But then there's almost either Texans are always going to be on a short week, and then Buffalo and 49ers, only one of them could have played Sunday. So one team definitely had to play a short week on a Saturday. Yeah,
I just think that's where they put themselves in a pickle. You're creating a rest disparity, a team coming off a bye and a team on a short week that we would smash every single time in the regular season. And so, Broncos lay the points. Love RJ Harvey rushing yards, as you mentioned. Love RJ Harvey to find the end zone. A lot of fun ways you can play.
Yeah, and I gave out on the prop show on our podcast, Sports Gambling Podcast. Bo Nix most rushing yards for the weekend. It was 65-1 on the Blue Book, and then I come here to Circuit's 150-1, so I had to get a little bit more at 150-1. Troy Franklin most receiving yards 200-1 here at Little Sprinkle there, because if you remember in that first playoff game, he beat him deep for that their one and only touchdown. I think he's as live as some of these other long shots. So I put a couple bucks on that as well.
Certainly you can find value away from Sutton on this team. It seems like
Buffalo 20th in defensive DVOA. This is a defense the Broncos can attack.
They're going to run the ball. That's the thing I feel most confident about in this game. RJ Harvey to the moon. All right. And I heard some chatter about McLaughlin, little anytime action. Maybe it's pretty big price. I think $650.
Yeah.
All right. Last touchdown, maybe. All right. Niners, Seahawks. This is the nightcap, 5 p.m. on the West Coast. San Francisco's catching a full touchdown. This was 7.5 earlier in the week. It's now 7. 45 is the total. As I mentioned, it does seem like San Francisco is starting to appear like a public dog. We just saw this game get played, and McCaffrey had that unfortunate drop, but it led to a cover of this number. And Seattle again coming off with the rest, going against a very banged up team that practices near a substation, causing all sorts of electromagnetic disturbance in their Achilles. Yeah, I think this is one where the point spread to me, certainly earlier in the week when it was holding at 7.5, pointed to the market telling me to take the Seahawks. A little of that signal's gone away, but I still like Seattle here. I'm going to lean into this rest disparity and just the idea that San Francisco just won something, not quite their Super Bowl, but they were very much circling that game against the Eagles. Coming home now, flying up to Seattle on short rest. Give me the Seahawks laying the points, and I love it in a teaser, Sean.
And they've used the fact that the league is putting them on a Saturday as motivation. And I don't think they're scared of this Seahawks team. And why should they? Since 2022, 49ers 7-2 straight up, 6-3 ATS. Brock Purdy, NFC West road warrior, 7-1 straight up on the road. Ryan, I noticed in your handicap you didn't mention Sam Darnold's random oblique injury that popped up.
He said he's fine.
Oh, of course he said he's fine. I think it's a psychosomatic thing because I think Sammy Darnold's a little nervous about the 49ers coming to town. 49ers are playing with house money. They weren't even supposed to be here. No one believes in them. They're incredibly banged up. And you got Sam Darnold with a ton of pressure, laying a massive number. I don't like this Seahawks team at all. Give me the Niners all day. I think they're live on the money line. I happily take the 7 points. Trent Williams is back. That's a huge difference between when they played recently against Seattle and now here in the playoffs. Christian McCaffrey, 8 straight games with a touchdown. He's going to find the end zone one more time. And Sam Darnold will turn the ball over. Why do I say that? League worst, 20 turnovers this season. Might be a fumble, might be an interception, might be multiple fumbles, multiple interceptions. We've seen him go full Sam Darnold. I was not that Vikings team last year was in a prime spot against the Rams, and Sam Darnold just peed down his leg. There is no way I'm backing him in a spot where he's a massive favorite.
All right. Good luck.
And of course we know the streak ride. If the 49ers get in the playoffs, they make it to the conference championship game.
I mean, that has happened in the past. If you want to reflect on the past, but
you're not worried about laying points to Sam Darnold.
Oh, I'm 100% worried about Sam Darnold creating. I mean, he's had games. I mean, he had turnovers in that last game they played. They still covered this number. I see your point. I just think that they're going to be able to move the ball, and I like their defense to give the Niners trouble. Especially, you mentioned Trent Williams is back, but George Kittle is out, and I think he's just as important to the run game. I will say though, one positive thing I have to say about the Niners, Kyle Juszczyk.
Yeah.
Wake up.
They don't need to run the ball. It's all about the pass catching running back. It's all about Tonges, which we're going to talk about in just a second. I'm looking at a 25-1 first touchdown bet. I like. That's not actually Jake Tonges. You're going to want to stay tuned to find out who it is. First, Any and Many coming up. Sports Gambling Podcast live here on VSIN.
This is the Sports Gambling Podcast live on VSIN, the Sports Betting Network.
Welcome back, everyone. Sports Gambling Podcast live here on VSIN. Sean Second Money Green with my partner in picks, Ryan Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
I got some nice TDs to talk about this week.
Just see some people out there behind the glass saying what's up.
I thought you saw some TDs out there too.
Well, maybe not. Hey, a reminder, reaching people is easy. Reaching the right people is everything. That's right. You could advertise on VSIN, your company, your business. Of course, VSIN paired up with Mission Media as they are the exclusive advertising partner for VSIN. And you get access to one of the most loyal, engaged, bet-ready audiences in the country. I know firsthand just walking around here at the circuit. So many people come up, say, I love you on VSIN, love hearing the show, listen on Sirius. I watch on YouTube TV. Of course, VSIN's got you covered. Live TV, top ranked podcast, daily newsletters, website traffic, more than 400 radio affiliates nationwide. And of course, Sirius XM channel 158. Get started today at VSIN.com/advertise or email advertising@VSIN.com. Kramer, our patented segment where we show you our TDs, first, any, and many. Let's get started. You are the first TD savant. Who is your first touchdown that you're going to give out?
It kind of feels obvious in hindsight, but the Curtis Samuel chatter this week.
Now, of course, do we know he's 100%?
We don't. We think he's playing. It sounds like he's going to play. They need someone. Joe Brady talked about him this week. He did make a comment about being in the right headspace, which I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. But Curtis Samuel, when deployed by this offense, is a gadget guy around the red zone. I mean, earlier this season, he scored a touchdown in his limited target / usage. And again, it's gadget stuff. Joe Brady loves him. He's one of those guys that has forever been a Joe Brady guy, and now they have to play him. I think they have to play him because they are down everybody. Even Dalton Kincaid's hobbled.
Yeah, he's in a walking boot.
So Curtis Samuel 60-1, and last year, if you watch that playoff game, who found the end zone? Curtis Samuel. So we're running back a Curtis Samuel touchdown, and we're hoping it's the first 60-1 in the Bills Broncos game.
Yeah, similar. Obviously, same game, same team, similar handicap, little shorter price, but yeah, give me Dawson Knox first touchdown for the Buffalo Bills. Again, I feel like Dawson Knox has just been a touchdown god in the playoffs off the top of my head, and yeah, 14 playoff games, 6 touchdowns. Josh Allen needs someone he can rely on, and why not Dawson Knox? Again, very limited on pass catchers. No Terrell Shavers. No Gabe Davis. Both ACLs. I think they're going to be struggling with guys they can trust. And Dalton Kincaid, he probably will be out there. Will he be 100%? Who will they put on Dalton Kincaid? I don't think they're going to be that worried about Dawson Knox. I think Dawson Knox can get a lot of catches. I gave out his catch ladder as well. I think that's a fun play. But him to score the first touchdown, 25-1. And of course, we knew that the was it 4 out of the 6 of the wild card games he had the first touchdown. Maybe it applies to the division, maybe it doesn't. But it's a guy Josh trusts near the red zone. He gets a bunch of red zone looks. They're banged up. They're going to be running a ton of 12 personnel, I would imagine, just because of their limited pass catcher. So yeah, give me Dawson Knox first TD, 25-1.
Of the pass guy, he'll also be on my first touchdown card. Of the pass catchers on the Bills since week 13, Dawson Knox leads all of them with 10 red zone opportunities or targets. Second place is Shakir, and he only has 6. And so it's pretty remarkable to see his price at 25. This feels like they're not watching the game's price because he's a red zone favorite. They're completely banged up. We're still getting north of 20-1. Great pick. Again, we'll be on my card. Either one of those guys hit. Boy, we're going to activate some fun parlays. We are going to activate some.
Yeah, we'll give out some first TD parlays in the tail of the tape segment coming up later on.
Anytime. Let's go to the last game of the weekend. We were talking about this both with big balls, with humans before the show. The weather, interesting. The Rams defense, more interesting to me. They haven't quite been as good as they've been all year. I mean, both offense and defense. They're a team that peaked a little early, it seems. And now, in fact, they're bottom 10 now in touchdowns given up to the wide receiver. And they just got shredded by Bryce Young throwing to Coker and Tet McMillan. And so we're going to go a little bit off to the right because Loveland's going to be a popular play this week, I think. Roma Dunze plus 280 to find the end zone. Again, the big bodied receivers are the ones that have been giving this Rams team trouble. You can kind of track this back as far as you want to go. I mean, even Michael Wilson, if you remember, had a pretty nice game against the Rams. Let's see. I have the list here. It's pretty remarkable. You have the Lions. The Lions lit them up. The Panthers lit them up twice. The Seahawks have lit them up multiple times. I mean, it's just big receivers have done well here in this matchup. We're going to go. And also Caleb Williams has multiple times this season spoken about his connection with Rome Odunze. I also think if you read between the lines, Rome didn't seem super happy with the extended rest from the injury. Seemed like he could have come back earlier. Last week didn't get overly involved, only 6 targets, but he was second on the team, actually tied with Loveland, with 2 of those targets being in the end zone. So Rome Odunze plus 280 anytime touchdown. This is also going in a little anytime round robin we'll talk about later in the show. Yeah,
and if you like, Kramer's been leaning into the Bears receivers angle, which I think makes sense. If you like Rome in the end zone, if you think he's going to have success against this Rams secondary, it may be worth taking. He's 45-1 here at the circuit to lead the weekend in receiving yards. That feels like a fun little dart throw there. For me, I love me a backup tight end, and Jake Tonges at plus 320 anytime touchdown. All over it. He's done a good job filling in for George Kittle. I mean, George Kittle's missed a bunch of the season already. He's had 7 red zone targets. He's had 5 touchdowns. He actually had a touchdown in the first Seattle game when Kittle went out earlier in that game. He's had 9 games with a catch so far this season. In 5 of those, he got a touchdown. You're getting him at plus 320 against this Seattle defense, which isn't amazing against the tight end by any means. And you have to look at the idea that, who else is catching passes? Certainly Christian McCaffrey is going to be involved. Certainly, maybe Juszczyk, Demarcus Robinson gave the Eagles all they could handle. I mean, God, how did Quinyon get burned like that? But I think it's going to be a big Tonges game. Maybe not catches, maybe not yards. I think he's going to get his in the end zone. So give me Tonges to get in the end zone at plus 320. I think he has a good game. But at 3-1 and more, I think it's a good price to get in the end zone. Kramer,
2 touchdowns.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Well, we're going to go to the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Seattle Seahawks. And we're going to go to a game where I think the matchup is pretty good in general. AJ Barner going against this San Francisco defense. I think you liked Dallas Goedert for similar reasons last week. And fun fact, San Francisco 49ers, they have given up 11 touchdowns to the tight end this year, which makes them 28th in the league. I think you kind of highlighted the handicap last week against the Eagles, the linebacking core, the thinness in the secondary, the lack of a pass rush. There's a million reasons why you like Barner. The last reason is, much like we were just talking about with Dawson Knox, AJ Barner has quietly become the favorite red zone target of Sam Darnold. He's essentially neck and neck with JSN for red zone opportunities. So we're going to take AJ Barner to score 1 plus 180, but 2 is 14-1.
Yeah, no, Barner, even though I am on the 49ers, Barner, just the red zone. Yeah. Like you said, the red zone targets, they love him in the end zone, and you would think JSN, but really once they get in the red zone, they're loving, locking in on Barner and then Charbonnet. Charbonnet seems to get all the goal line touches over Kenneth Walker. And I didn't mention it, but Goddard also did have 2 touchdowns. He did. Cashed on that. That was nice. Hopefully you guys help bail me out of some other bad picks for the weekend. The Dallas Goedert 2 TDs certainly papered over some other holes in the old portfolio. For me, 2 touchdowns for Sunday or Saturday. Give me Bo Nix to get in the end zone twice, 30-1. He runs when he needs to run, and I think he's going to feel some pressure here. Big spot, big game. They use him near the goal line. You remember in that Giants game, they were down, kind of put the team on his back. He got 2 touchdowns in that game. The Bills and again, I like him to have a bunch of rushing yards. Why not sprinkle some on him getting in the end zone as well? Bills 5th most rush yards allowed to the quarterback. And if you just go through and look at some of the game logs of traditional rushing quarterbacks against the Bills, they've had success. So I think this is a good spot for Bo Nix to get loose here. 2 touchdowns, 30-1 all over it. Yeah. Good luck. I mean, certainly I like the anytime for Bo Nix. I mean, the anytime is that's over 3-1 as well. So yeah, I mean, I maybe have a Bo Nix anytime touchdown as part of an anytime touchdown parlay, but if I'm playing him 1, why not 2? He's at home. The crowd's going to be going nuts. This is his time to shine. We saw Purdy do it. These young quarterbacks look to use their legs in big spots. Hey, when we return, speaking of young QBs, Mendoza, Carson Beck, college football national championship. Breaking it down with Colby Dan from the College Experience.
This is the Sports Gambling Podcast live on VSIN, the Sports Betting Network.
Welcome back, everyone. Sports Gambling Podcast live here on VSIN. Sean Second the Money Green with my partner in picks, Ryan Real Money Kramer. Happy Friday, Kramer.
Happy Friday. Regretting not having any college basketball action to sweat.
Yeah, no, we'll be talking about some Saturday action in just a second. But before we get into it, we got some football to talk about, and we got some wings to talk about. That's right. Of course, Omaha Steaks. They got great steaks and great wings. When you spend $129, you get 2 pounds of fully cooked chicken wings, plus 50% off site wide at omahasteaks.com/VSIN. Perfect for the big game. Any sort of tailgating. You're hosting a football party, March Madness, whatever it is. Omaha Steaks and these wings go great. omahasteaks.com/VSIN. omahasteaks.com/VSIN. Joining us all on the line, courtesy of the Progressive Guest Line from the College Experience, Colby Dant, AK Pick Dundee. What's happening, Colby?
Just sweating out a classic MAC game with 30 seconds left, but I'm doing great other than that.
Ball State, Ohio State, 19 seconds left. What are we rooting for here, Colby?
I mistakenly, the line did stink a little bit, but I still went in on Ohio laying the number.
Okay.
Just because Ball State's 4-13, but the line made no sense from the start, but I was just like, I don't care. Ohio's off the Toledo loss. They're going to respond. But Ball State being a 4-win team and only catching that many points at home was a red flag, and that I ignored. So I might deserve to lose this one.
In current news stories that have currently come out would make me think that if you saw a fishy line, you might run away from it now.
Well, shout out to Colby and the College Experience. A number of these games and teams highlighted. The TCE guys were mentioning on air, like, hey, something doesn't seem right about these games, these first halves. And Colby, any thoughts before we get into the national championship on the gambling scandal that was hitting college basketball?
Not shocked at all. We do a nightly college basketball show, cover every game for the whole season. And last season we had nailed almost all of those. I feel like 90% of them, like Southern Miss. We knew that. We knew New Orleans. We knew North Carolina, A&T, Eastern Michigan, I think was the most blatant one that we could tell. But we nailed almost all of those. If anything, reading the report, there's a couple that shout out to LaSalle, who had a couple guys on the take that they still didn't hit. So a nice $250,000 wager. And Fran Dunphy was able to overcome his own players on the take to basically cover and have the lead at halftime. So not surprised. And look, it just goes to show that over the years, there's probably been a ton of this going on in a sport that has over 360 teams.
Yeah, and I just keep laughing at the great text sent between the co-defendants because it was not only college basketball, it was like some international, and he had a great line. There's no such thing. He goes, the only sure thing in life is death, taxes, and Chinese basketball. And of course, which is a hilarious. If you're gonna get indicted, you may as well have a super cold quote there to go along with it. But let's switch gears. Let's talk. We got a natty to give out. For some reason, it wasn't tonight on a Friday night. I could use a national championship game tonight, but we got to wait till Monday. Kramer, what's the line? What are we doing?
Well, Indiana, Lord Signetti, the number opened 7.5, Sean. It's now 8.5. Totals 47. It is being played at the Hard Rock Stadium, which is a somewhat home situation for Miami.
Somewhat, yeah.
Well, but everything I've been reading and hearing is that there's still plans on being an Indiana takeover in Miami Gardens. So Colby, big number here with Signetti and the guys. They've been blowing teams out, putting up 50, winning by 30. Are they going to do it again?
Yeah, no, they have been blowing everybody out. I outlined the Oregon game and cashed on that. But no, this one, I think, I get it. Miami's home attendance has always been lacking ever since they left the Orange Bowl to a stadium that's an hour away. But at the same time, I think there's just enough here for Miami to cover. And what I mean with enough here is that big layoff, so you can get fresh. Also, just Corey Heatherman, their defensive coordinator, was under Cignetti in the FCS and FBS ranks, right? And Bryant Haynes, the current Indiana DC, is a protege of his. So, and Mike Shanahan, the Indiana OC, would go up against Heatherman in practice for years. So I think there's enough there as far as just knowing what they like to do. Sure, maybe they evolved a little bit, but I still think you're going to know exactly what they like to do. You're at home, even if the crowd is 50-50. That's something they should be used to. Remember the Louisville game? I feel like half the crowd was Louisville fans. So I think Miami can stay within this number. It's the best offensive line that Indiana's faced, I believe, all season, mainly because the way they're playing right now. They've been growing up right before our eyes, a lot of the guys on the line of scrimmage. So I think Miami stays within this number. The one thing they cannot do, though, is turn the ball over, because if you look at the losses they've had, even in a couple of the wins they had, they can be a turnover machine at times. If that happens, we're cooked. But I think they stay within the 8.5 in a winner take all type of game here. Indiana probably still wins it, but I'll take the 8.5 with the Hurricanes there.
Yeah, I like the Hurricanes here. No one believes in them. Literally, no one believes in them. Look at the bet. I'm on the betting splits over on VSIN. 80% of the handle on DraftKings. 89% of the handle on Circa. I mean, Kramer, if Indiana covers, we might not have a casino to come back to for next week's show. Derek's going to be in the poorhouse. He's going to be pulling his hair out. I don't see that happening. I think Miami makes a game of this, and they were so close. Both teams are due for some turnover regression. Just from watching that game against Ole Miss. They had their hands on 4 interceptions, I feel like, at least. And look at Indiana, that insane fumble luck. There were 3 fumbles. I mean, the Mendoza one where the ball bounced right back up to him. The other one where it just rolled out right in front of him. He's a bit of I know he's ran a little bit, but I wouldn't quite call him a statue, but not the most mobile guy in the pocket. I think Miami's defensive line is going to get to him. I think Miami's defense is going to keep them in this game. Tony is a guy who has a big play threat here, and again, they're a massive home dog at their own stadium. We haven't seen this a lot in sports, but I think Miami's live for this to pull this game out. I'm certainly going to be on them with the 8.5 and sprinkle that money line.
Yeah, I don't think the crowd will sound like a Miami crowd. I think it's going to sound like an Indiana crowd. I think you guys are crazy to sit on the sideline of Cristobal here. I would say if you're looking to play,
we've been saying that. Oh, you've been. I mean, yeah. Maybe we're wrong about Cristobal. Look at the path that they've needed to get here, and this Indiana team is battle tested. I mean, the Miami team's battle tested.
Ohio State hadn't played anyone all year.
Come on,
Texas A&M rolled out the worst offensive performance we've ever seen.
They won at College Station. That's an impressive win. They beat a pretty good Ohio State team.
No, I'm just saying they didn't have to face an offense in that game, and Ole Miss they were down to 6 coaches or whatever.
I just think the physicality of Miami's defense is something Indiana hasn't had to face in this playoff.
Yeah, and I'm willing to bet against that. What I was going to say is, if you want a positive Miami take, Carson Beck's anytime touchdown is 8-1. 8
First
to 1
touchdown as well. 8-1 anytime.
So
he was plus 650 in the game against Oregon, and that got home.
And it went up.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
To me,
I guess because they're such big.
And
dogs.
that's the other reason I'm not backing Mendoza and Cignetti, no matter the spread, over Carson Beck and Cristobal. I'll be wrong one more time.
Okay.
And I'll take the Italian over the fake Italian.
Colby, is there a prop you like? What's your favorite prop for the Natty?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, I think this is a ridiculous suspension, but Xavier Lucas, one of the best defensive backs for Miami, is out on a targeting call that was nothing. He was just playing football. But they did not overturn this thing, the fools that they are, and completely are ruining his national championship game experience. I thought we were supposed to help the youth to, thought the point of college was to help the youth. But I'm gonna take a shot on the fact that he's out. All right. So Riley Nikowski, he only has 2 touchdowns on the season, the starting tight end for the Hoosiers. But I do think Miami's secondary has been the weakness of this defense all season long. Jennings threw for 375 against them. I actually think if there was 1 more minute on the clock, Ole Miss would have beat them last week. So I'm going to take a shot on him, the Wisconsin transfer Riley Nikowski, to get first touchdown there. I think just they have to do it in the first half. They have to pinpoint it. Anytime touchdown I like as well, just because of that suspension.
You can anytime's plus 450. Nice little price there.
Nice little price. Hey, we got a nice Saturday slate of college hoops, including Colby on a plus 164 money line dog. You're going to hear all about it. Stay tuned. Sports Gambling Podcast live here on VSIN.
This is VSIN, the sports betting network. This is the Sports Gambling Podcast live on VSIN, the sports betting network. Here are your hosts, Sean Green and Ryan Kramer. I can't believe we're letting these guys on my network.
Welcome back, everyone. Sports Gambling Podcast live here on VSIN. Sean Second, Money Green with my partner in picks, Ryan Romani Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Fun fact: the pleaser card does include Indiana this week.
Yes, it does. Hey, are you a VSIN Pro? If not, what are you waiting for? If you're not a VSIN Pro, you're a VSIN Amateur. Annual subscription for the big game. They got a nice special offer here at VSIN. Normally normally $240. You can save $60 if you go to VSIN.com/subscribe, and only if you use our promo code SGP. 24/7 video, full show replays on the VSIN Watch app, all the betting guides for the Super Bowl, March Madness, real time DraftKings and Circa betting splits, the AI prop tool. Love that thing. We'll be talking about that later on when we talk some playoff props. But again, if you're not a VSIN Pro, you're missing out. Go to VSIN.com/subscribe and use that promo code SGP so they know we sent you, and you get that $60 off for the entire year. That's right, an annual subscription. VSIN.com/subscribe. Hanging out with us on the progressive guest line from the college experience, Colby Dan, aka Pick Dundee. Colby, fun slate of college basketball. I'll let you pick the first game. What do you like? What's jumping out at you?
I mean, let's go for the jugular right from the start. Is the Arizona Wildcats are undefeated, arguably the best team in college basketball. I think the best resume for sure, but obviously Tommy Lloyd's had his postseason problems. So, but I would say regular season wise, they've held their own under Tommy Lloyd, and this year's like no other because they have been awesome all year long. They just got done with a very close win against in-state rival Arizona State there in the Territorial Cup. Now they head to Orlando, Florida. What? Oh yeah, UCF's in the conference. But get this, UCF and Johnny Dawkins are really good this year. Like this is their best team they've ever had. And that includes the team that made the tournament that almost knocked off Zion Williamson. Part of the reason why I think they're so good this year, UCF, is they went to the portal and brought in all these veterans, like just a ton. They're one of the older teams in the country. Riley Kugel coming in from Florida, a couple kids like Themis Folks from Milwaukee with the Panthers there, Jermichael Stillwell. They're, I think, still flying under the radar as they only have 2 losses, and one of them is to Vanderbilt, who was undefeated until just like 24 hours ago or 48 hours ago when they lost to Texas. They're still the number 1 ranked team, perhaps in the SEC. So Vanderbilt, that is. UCF is for real. You know, they're a real team, and I think they might be overlooking this trip to Orlando. So I think Johnny Dawkins, they're getting a big number there. I think not only can they cover it, I think the money line is live there in Orlando, and watch out because I could see those boys storming there.
Storm, get your raincoats on. Golden Knights going to be storming the court. I'm with you, Colby. This is just the the classic spot, right? They had a rivalry game against Arizona State. Now you got to go to the East Coast against a UCF team, which is a massive dog here. Circa, they're calling it 8.5. I think you can even find some 9s out there in the market, but Certainly take the points, and I think they're live on the money line. Laid out a great case for the Golden Knights at home dogs in college basketball. After the rivalry game, you're playing that team. I think this is a good time to fade Arizona.
Circa's at 8.5. Pretty much the rest of the market is at 9.5. And yeah, to your point, this is Orlando's got to be the weirdest of the road trips.
Oh, yeah.
The Big 12 is the conference of weird road trips, but Orlando's got to be the weirdest. So I'll be tuning in to watch the Storm. Betting splits, they tell you this is a pros versus Joe's game. 80% of the bets, but only 45% of the money on the road. Well, Arizona Wildcats. So yeah, all three of us on Central Florida.
Well, and that's probably why Circa has the lower number here. They don't want to. Well, I'm serious. Like they don't want to hang the 9.5. They know they'll probably catch a ton of UCF money. Would be my guess. A bunch of other good games. Let's talk another undefeated team, Nebraska Northwestern. What do you make of that matchup, Colby?
Yeah, I mean, look, Nebraska's having just an epic season. I mean, this was supposed to be kind of a reloading year for them, and they're 17. Here they are, 17-0. They got the longest win streak in the country, going back to the Crown in Vegas a season ago, the postseason tournament. This is the one I think they could get bit. Actually, you could make a case that Arizona and Nebraska ruined their undefeated seasons come Saturday. You look at the last time they were on the road. They were down late in that game. They rallied. Now that was Bloomington, Indiana, Assembly Hall just a week ago. But I do think the time before that, a 3-point win at Ohio State. Ohio State's not a great team by any means. So going to Evanston, taking on Northwestern. Chris Collins had this program to the tournament multiple times. It's a good program that he's built there. They've lost 4 straight. And some of these ones have been heartbreak. They had a double-digit lead against Michigan State. I think Northwestern in the points once again is the play here. It's a sleepy spot. I don't think Nebraska fans say, or Nebraska's team even pinpoints, hey, big time game in Evanston this week. It's a sleepy spot for a team that I think is better than their actual record. I like the points, and once again, I think it's a decent spot on the money line here.
Yeah, I'm not fading Nebraska here. I think they're better than their record. How's that, Colby? I think they're better than their undefeated record. I can make a case for UCF. I can't make the case for Northwestern. Actually, if I had to choose a side, I'm going Nebraska here. I don't love it. There's other stuff I like better on the card, but Kramer, what are you doing? You like Northwestern here?
Northwestern looks to be the sharp side, but not so fast. Play the stapler, please. This is a battle of staples, and one set of staples have been better than the other set of staples. And staples travel.
They do
generally.
The swing line matchup of the day. Nebraska.
Give me Nebraska. I saw someone talk about the idea of if you had fallen asleep a decade ago and you wake up and Nebraska is one of the top teams in the country in basketball, and Indiana is one of the top teams in football. Yeah, you might lose your mind. A little idiocracy moment.
Indiana, Oregon, Big Ten matchup there. I'm college football playoff.
You know I'm a donkey when it comes to chalk and college basketball. Of course, Ryan.
You love a chalky play. Yep. And here you go. Even though it's not the holiday season.
Also, we might have to travel with the snorkel mask.
Oh, okay.
For the next college basketball.
Of course, we can't take them up the stadium and swim, right? Don't want to get in trouble again with
have we told that story on the air?
I think we told it a number of times.
Security did not like when
Kramer got kicked out of stadium swim for bringing a snorkel in, and he goes tried to pull the Derek card. Like, no, it's they invited us here. It's fine. We're doing this. It's a part of a joke. It's a gimmick. And the guy's like, sorry, comes from the big man. And then we asked Derek, we're like, is it true? You can't use a snorkel. He's like, no, what are you using a snorkel for? And it made us feel like real idiots. Anyway, Colby, this is a similar spot, at least in my mind. You are the expert. Stanford, Duke, similar situation to the Arizona, right? Duke just beat UNC. Now they got to go to the West Coast against a pretty solid Stanford team. What do you make of this matchup, Stanford, Duke?
Yeah, it's the second leg on the West Coast. They were at Cal the other day, and Cal in the first half kept it kind of chippy. In the second half, Duke exposed them for what for just being a lesser team. But get this, I think Stanford's a lot better than Cal. Kyle Smith's done a great job building this roster. I think they're a tournament team. They got this freshman that I think we should circle, Ibuka Okori. If you haven't caught this kid, I know Kramer. He might have caught him because he hit a game winner at Virginia Tech about a week or two ago. But this guy from New Hampshire has been killing it. You look at the stats. This is obviously a tall order for him because he's a freshman still. But I mean, he has been absolute fire. He went for 36 against North Carolina and 9 assists. 31 against Virginia Tech, 6 assists. This is a freshman. He's had 5 games over 29 points already this season. But really, look, they just stormed the court to beating North Carolina and kind of coming from behind to beat North Carolina. I think the points is enough. I don't know that they'll win the game because Duke seems to be, despite them being incredibly young, they seem to have a gear that they can turn to that maybe most of college basketball does not have. But I definitely think they can cover the number. And I think the Stanford team is going to be the first Stanford team in a long time that we see dancing in the tournament this year.
Yeah. And correction, Stanford played UNC. Again, that's why Colby's the expert. I misread the sheet, but I'm with you. 10 points feels like a lot here. And we've highlighted these, it was with the Big Ten, of course, going to the East Coast. It felt like the second game or vice versa. When these East Coast teams come out to the West Coast, the second game is really where they hit the wall.
Yeah, big time Illuminati game here. Well, first of all, is Hubert Davis going to still be the coach of North Carolina next year? Mike, we were on that one very early. Seemed like a completely fugazi coach. Colby, is there a real chance he's not back with the team next year?
Well, I would say they're actually we're playing better than what was projected before the Stanford game. So I think he's okay right now. But he's also made no mistakes about it being known that football is getting a lot more money than basketball, and that might hurt things. So
that's crazy considering the state of like the athletics at North Carolina for a long. It's almost like they're one of these SEC teams complaining about the new rules in college football. I'll take the points with Stanford. Double digits, please.
Too much. 1 minute on the clock here, Colby. What is your what's another lock here for Saturday college basketball?
I'll take you to probably the biggest game in the Summit League. North Dakota State's taking on St. Thomas, the Tommies. I think this North Dakota State team has been the best team in the Summit League this year, and traditionally it's been South Dakota State over the past few years, but their head coach left for Drake University. So this is the Bison's year, and I think they prove it Saturday. I like that, and I also like the TMZ game, BYU against Texas Tech. I think BYU is going to upset the Red Raiders there in Lubbock on Saturday.
Colby's got a huge list of games. So what does he have to do? Crowbar in North Dakota State, St. Thomas.
Well, so he knows ball, and he does know ball. Check out the College Experience daily college basketball picks pods. Pick it every game against the spread. You know it. Appreciate it. Thank you, Colby. Kramer, when we return, early look at Super Bowl MVPs, all that much more. Sports Gambling Podcast live here on VSIN.
You're here because you want an edge. That's what separates listeners from winners. But let's be real, mindset alone doesn't get bets home. Pros win because they've got the tools, the data, and the discipline. And now so can you. VSIN Pro gives you access to the same real-time insights the sharps use. No secrets, no fluff, just actionable info that moves markets. Tap the link and see why serious bettors are turning knowledge into profit with VSIN Pro.
This is the Sports Gambling Podcast live on VSIN, the Sports Betting Network.
Welcome back, everyone. Sports Gambling Podcast live here on VSIN. Sean Sack of the Money Green with my partner in picks, Ryan Roland and Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Yeah, great Friday night. Enjoyed talking college basketball with Colby.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's we're going to be watching obviously at our studio the NFL wild card, and then we're going to have that UCF Arizona game on, a bunch of good college basketball too on the side screens. Yeah.
Well, maybe 6 if we get one of those cool all 22
horse
angles.
Racing. Oh yeah, do we? I don't think we've gotten any. Is this the first game? I'm pretty sure is the CBS.
Oh yeah. Why CBS? They all got to figure this out. We want to see that angle. Just give us the all 22 angle. Only Prime does it right.
Well, especially if you're like us guys who play the anytime the first touchdowns, it's great to get that eye in the sky. And then they have the, obviously I know ball, but it's nice to have like, oh, okay. Oh, look, he's in sometimes when you have like two tight ends lined up against each other, you're like, oh wait, who's in? You can't quite read the jersey number. It's nice to have that the eye in the sky view.
Yeah, no, it's very nice.
And I don't know who else has a 8TV setup, but our main TV, we have the pupil, as it's called, the big number 1 in the middle, and then the TV5 above it. The TV5 above it has the above a shot, and it's synced with the TV1. Yeah, great experience.
It's an amazing experience.
Great eye. Kramer, thought it'd be fun. Chop it up here. Get an early look at the Super Bowl MVP market.
And unfortunately, by doing this, what I did was trip into the Super Bowl first touchdown markets too.
Really?
We don't need to talk about it, but just the idea that they exist,
pretty funny,
should be noted. All right, so what do you? So obviously, the first thing I do in this market is compare the prices to the team's price to win the Super Bowl, right?
Yes, and reminder. Read the sportsbook rules, but most of these places, like your FanDuels or DraftKings that offer these, all bets are action. So if, let's say, you play Blake Corum as Super Bowl MVP, the Rams don't get in, you're out of luck.
Boyd.
Yeah,
I mean, they are very clear. They have all bets action written right next to the bet.
Just a reminder.
All right, so it's a very interesting year. All 8 teams seemingly have a path to make the Super Bowl. It doesn't seem like no one can make it. So
well, and 2, pricing wise, if you're doing this exercise at home, you should be okay. So essentially, you're parlaying this team to win the Super Bowl with this guy to win the MVP. Because again, if you're not winning the Super Bowl, you're not winning Super Bowl MVP. So
it's true.
Essentially, you're playing a future parlay on the team to win and this guy to win MVP. So just when you're looking at the odds, try and do that.
For example, Matt Stafford's 4-1 to win the MVP. The Rams are plus 320 to win the Super Bowl.
Horrible value.
Now, especially because the Rams, it's like you could really talk yourself into.
Yeah,
and
you got Puka.
That's the other dimension of the Matrix. It's like this kind of reminds me of some of the playoff fantasy contests we do. Not only do you have to figure out the parlay price, but also like who else can win the award on this team. And so the Rams specifically strike me as a team that have a couple options. And so to see the price so similar between the Super Bowl and Stafford makes me want to discard that one immediately.
No, I'm with you. I think Stafford, no, not interested in Stafford at all as the MVP favorite. And they're going on the road here. I don't like him that much in this game to move on. So certainly not going to be playing into their futures market. Honestly, the only guy that I think is locked in, like, hey, if this team wins the Super Bowl, this guy's definitely getting it, is Josh Allen. I think any other team that wins it right now, it's going to be competitive in the MVP market, or at least it's not like 100% lock. For me right now, looking ahead, if you think the Bills are going to win the Super Bowl, and I just don't see it not being Josh Allen.
Yeah, there's also that element of like if there's something crazy that happens somewhere else, what type of crazy would it need to be for Josh Allen not to get it? Back to that, can someone else win the award?
Well, and
seems very, very unlike. So the idea that you can get Josh Allen 7-1 with the Bills plus 650 to win the Super Bowl, that might actually be, even though you're probably not getting enough on the parlay math there. It's also still the way you look at it, you're getting a better price than the Bills, and let's be honest, no one else is winning that.
No one else is winning. What, Ryan, looking at, always like a good long shot. What is the longest shot Super Bowl MVP that on the spot you could make a decent case for?
Well, the obvious, I mean, again, this isn't the longest shot possible, but McCaffrey, again, I'm on the Seahawks, but the McCaffrey price is obviously interesting because he not only could win it, but I would argue his price will be side by side with Purdy, which is not something you can say about Stafford and Puka or Kyron. It's not something you can say about Josh Allen and anyone, maybe Sam Darnold and JSN. But to me, if you want to, if you're looking to take a stab, like, you can play the defensive player thing. You can get cute there. I wrote down AJ Barner at 180-1. They're the 1 seed. Could he have a 2 touchdown game in the Super Bowl? Certainly interesting. But if I'm being responsible and reasonable, it does seem like the furthest I would go is McCaffrey. And I don't necessarily love the 49ers. So I would probably make a pass on that. I tried to, like I said, think about a Seattle defender. because I do think Seattle is a team that if they got there, we could see them winning a defensive type thing. DeMarcus Lawrence, Byron Murphy. How do you handicap that? Nick Emamori, the safety, who's 250 to 1. That's not going to happen. I heard Mitch and Paulie talking about kicker MVP prices.
That's their white whale, a Super Bowl MVP being a kicker. Now again, if it's close, if it's a tiebreaker, I mean the Eagles last Super Bowl is a good example. Jalen Hurts had a pretty good game, but there was a defensive touchdown with Cooper DeJean. Zach Bond had an intercept. Like there was, you could make a case for some other guys. I think it was close, and they just said, "Screw it, we'll give it to the quarterback." As far as non-quarterbacks deep down the line, and I'm with you, Christian McCaffrey, like the 49ers are 22 to 1. So playing Brock Purdy, Super Bowl MVP at 25 to 1, you're insane. You're insane. If you like the Niners and there's a case to be made, just play them 22 to 1. And again, you're getting pretty good on the money line already. Rolling that over, you might even be better on mechanical parlay. As far as long shots, and again, I'm in love. I love this guy. He was right there in wild card weekend for most receiving yards. Colston Loveland at 300 to 1 clearly is Caleb Williams' guy. If you've watched these like last 3-4 games, if they are going to go on a run to the Super Bowl, him in a dome, I think could have a massive game. Now it's going to be tough for him to maybe beat out Caleb Williams, but if you have a 2 touchdown game as a receiver there, 300 to 1. Okay. I'm at least, I'm taking a look at that one, right?
So I also took a look at that one, and Caleb actually kind of strikes me as if they get there and they do win, it's hard to imagine they win without him doing some awesome stuff. Yeah. And so, Bears 16 to 1, Caleb Williams 20 to 1. There's probably some value there, but yeah, no. If you're asking me what I'm walking to the window and I'm walking away with, this is what I came up with. I am going to play a Seattle player. JSN's 20 to 1, 18 to 1 on the screen. The 20 to 1 where I was looking. That's one where I can see Sam Darnold not winning the award. I don't know if it's a poor Sam Darnold thing, but I could see JSN offensive player of the year, potentially having a big game. He's certainly in the mix. To me, he's no different than Puka. And Puka's 15 to 1.
Well, yeah, I'm looking at the blue book, Ryan, and Puka again. If you like the Rams, Puka MVP at 20 to 1. That to me is a nice value compared to, and we saw it with the Rams Super Bowl where Cooper Kupp got the MVP. I could totally see a similar game script, right?
So I think we need to take a piece of Puka and a piece of JSN.
Well, because I mean, especially Sam Darnold. No one's going to be dying to give Sam Darnold the MVP. Now, maybe Stafford. They think and there is a narrative thing. All right, we'll give Stafford the regular season MVP, and then we'll give Puka the Super Bowl MVP. So Puka 20 to 1, JSN similar price there. I think those are some fun ways to find some value on the NFC West.
Now, a guy that no one is talking and no one is really thinking about, who could certainly have 2 touchdown games and still be the bell cow, especially if J.K. Dobbins doesn't come back. He's the same price as Christian McCaffrey, but his team is shorter price to win the Super Bowl. RJ Harvey. I know this is out of left field. He probably he does just have to overcome Bo Nix if they get it. He's also 75 to 1, but I think I'm going to walk away with JSN and Puka. Those will be the 2 MVP tickets I'll secure.
Now, one last guy up against it, but Ryan, Denver, there's a lot of talk about their defense. Patrick Surtain won Defensive Player of the Year last year. What if Denver wins a 17-13 type game? They don't know who to give it to. Hey, maybe they shut down Josh Allen, or no, it wouldn't be Josh Allen, but maybe they shut down the Rams Puka passing offense. Maybe they shut down Puka. Surtain at 225 to 1. That's a fun long.
Certainly a better play than Benito at like 90 to 1.
Yeah, 100%. Hey, we are going to talk more props for this weekend with Adam Rosenberg from the Propcast. He's even got some DGen parlays. You want to stay tuned. Sports Gambling Podcast live here on VSIN.
This is the Sports Gambling Podcast live on VSIN, the Sports Betting Network.
Welcome back, everyone. Sports Gambling Podcast live here on VSIN. Sean Second, the Money Green with my partner in picks, Ryan Real Money Kramer. Happy Saturday, Nova Scotia. How you doing, Kramer?
Love Nova Scotia.
Yeah, looks beautiful. Never been.
Yeah, it's crazy how they're just in a different time zone, just hanging out by themselves up there.
You get those. Was it early sunrises over there?
Yeah, you know how it works. The closer you get to, well, it depends.
I learned that from Jared Goff in Hard Knocks.
Do you
Sunsets
believe
in the west?
Do you believe if you believe the Earth is flat or not? There's a lot of there's a lot of complexities. In
I remember some conspiracy guy in our chat was referred to me as a round earther, which was great. Hey, we're not here to talk about the Earth. We're here to talk about NFL props. Joining us on the Progressive Guest Line from the Propcast over on SGPN, him and Scott Reichel do a great job over there. Adam Rosenberg. Adam, happy NFL playoffs. How are we feeling?
Feeling good, but you can tell that we have very few games left when the chitter chatter is just about pieces
the
of
Earth
Canada.
being round.
So
Yeah.
and then the Earth being round. I mean, I know, guys. Can you believe we only have a couple weeks left? But yeah, I'm excited to talk about some props.
Yeah. So you have on the list you sent over, you have 152-1 parlay. We'll save that for the end.
You just went right to it.
Well,
right, we're going right to the.
We're teasing that for the end of the segment. We'll ease into it. This is a guy I like. I just played him 225-1 to lead the weekend here at Circa. Great price, but make a case for Troy Franklin tomorrow.
So Troy Franklin is sort of, I mean, look, unless you listen to SGPN, you probably caught him a couple times for 2 touchdowns, but Troy Franklin is almost like the forgotten one on this team. And he averages 50 yards a game the entire season. He had 54 against the Bills in the playoff game last year. 41 he averages at home. So look, with Ed Oliver back on the Bills, I think that may actually slightly slow down some running game and maybe improve a little bit for the Bills. But it's going to give you a lot of opportunity for Franklin, who's second on the team in air yards, second on the team in targets amongst wide receivers. He does really well against safety combinations against the Bills. So I am looking at Troy Franklin to have a big game. He only needs a couple catches. And I know that there have been people who've been listening to the Propcast who have had some comments about me eating on air. So I figured that I would put a ladder together for this. The baseline on this ladder is Troy Franklin, 25 yards plus 118. We're going to take that. And the first rung of the ladder is the Thin Mints. It's Girl Scout cookie season. So we're going to go with that. That's 40 yards at 3-1. Then we're going to go with these Toffee-tastic, the second rung of the ladder. If you don't want to eat these on air, I'll get caught in your teeth. 50 yards, 516 right there. And then the tag-alongs. This is like the one non-offensive name for any Girl Scout cookies. 60 is plus 830. He did this, by the way, 5 times this season. 5 times this season he has had 60 plus yards. For him to have the most yards in the game is 22-1. So we're going to do that entire thing for Troy Franklin right here. And there's your Girl Scout cookie ladder. You guys can see the bottom of it. All the rungs of the ladder there for you all.
Love it.
The 22-1 is very nice, and it seems like Adam's maybe caught up in a little of that money laundering scheme known as Girl Scout cookies.
Oh yes, don't investigate them. You want to talk about some scandals that might break?
They're like the mafia who gets to stand in front of the Ralphs.
Oh well, they much like the mafia, they split up their territory. It's they
bunch of no-show jobs. They
reward the good earners. It's there's kickbacks left and right. It is the similar. They got Girl Scout capos roaming around there in the parking lot. I'm with you, and good eye there on the most yards in the game, because we've highlighted the Bills are bereft of pass catchers. And then maybe it's Sutton, but I wouldn't. If I'm the Bills, I'm doing everything I can to slow down Sutton. Bills, of course, without Jordan Poyer, safety, and Maxwell Hairston, the cornerback. So him getting a couple deep shots, Troy Franklin, I can totally see that. Opta AI, again, another good reason to go to VSIN Pro, VSIN.com, subscribe, promo code SGP. They have him well over his over here. DK's number is 21.5, and he's they project him at 30.6. So I think you're onto something here for sure.
Yeah, DeMar Hamlin can't.
Parker
even
Washington at 100. So
yeah, good point. They even though the Bills won that game, there was passing opportunities against them. What about the Pats game? Anything you like in that?
So I have to like everything because my wife's from Massachusetts, and she put as soon as the Eagles were out, the kids suddenly showed up in Drake May jerseys.
Oh no!
So yeah. So look, this is one of those games where like I'm not really a big Pats guy, but I just think that this is the big offensive explosion game. I think it's going to happen. I'm kind of going ultra contrarian on what everyone thinks on this one, but. Kramer, you had mentioned earlier in the week, Milton Williams, former Eagle, matters when he is playing for the Pats. I think that slows down the run game. With this Houston Texans team, had 7 points going into the fourth quarter against a very inferior Steelers team. 2 of their touchdowns came on defense. I think that the Pats could roll here. And when the Pats win, Drake May, who is the best deep ball in the league, Pats have the highest EPA on deep passing in the league. He hits his over on this one. His overall passing yardage is a little low. It's only at 220, which is low for him. But I like his longest completion, 35 plus. I do like him to lead the weekend at 7-1 in passing yards because you got to do that if you're going to go for big plays. But he's the best at single high safeties, which is what Houston runs most of the time. And I just think that without Nico there for Houston, the way that their offense is going to structure, without being able to run, without being able to do play action, I think that they're not going to be able to keep up. And this feels like the poured on points game that's going to happen with the Pats. I think that this looks like a 30 to 8 type of game for the Pats. I think it's a big one for them.
Nice. Ooh. So like the Pats and like Drake May getting it done there as well. Kramer, what do you think about?
I'm hearing alt numbers.
Yeah,
I'm hearing alt numbers. I mean, look at Drake May when he wants to. He does, like, it does seem like there's the Texans are hanging on by a wire, I think, and we'll see how their defense holds up. But if they don't hold up, I completely agree. This could be a rout. I mean, it was a rout last week when their offense didn't really show up. So.
Yeah, no, I mean the Chargers were
last
never
week too.
Yeah, Chargers were never in that game. What about the Bears? Anything you like in the Bears game?
So I took the inevitable. I took the Bears fourth quarter money line. Just
that's
down.
a DJ.
Like I just take it. Yeah, it's just not. It's plus 115. They're 9-1 in the last. The Rams, by the way, 2-8 in their last 10 fourth quarters. Just gonna get ahead of it now. If we get any more of that fourth quarter magic, I do like the Bears, but just in case, I just took it. But I like Caleb Williams 20 plus rushing yards in this game. He's turned into a really good QB over the last few games. He was never really a bad QB, but he's really kind of stepped up with this entire Bears team, backing up everything that Ben Johnson says. And this Rams defense, it started when Quentin Lake got hurt in the middle of the season, and obviously he's back, but their defense is just kind of trickled down week by week by week, and you kind of see holes in it. And a big one has been against running quarterbacks, which we know Caleb Williams is willing to do. 8 of the last 10 quarterbacks they have faced have gone over their rushing total. We saw Bryce Young do it last week. We saw Jacoby Brissett do it. We've seen everybody do this. So 20 yards does not seem like much in what, we all famously call a gotta have it type of game for the Bears at home, electric environment, minus 104. I see it for Caleb Williams, 20 rushing yards. Got to play the TD too, obviously.
Like that. And if you didn't see Schrager's, a clip from Schrager's pod, I think it was, or maybe it was from Simmons' pod, Schrager was on, talking about how Ben Johnson's words about LaFleur did not sit well with the McVay coaching tree.
Look
and
out.
they are out for blood.
Good luck.
Sean McVay, like what are you doing?
Well, here, we're really fired up, and Ben's gonna say what he wants to say, but we're locked in. We're not focused on that. That's why Sean McVay.
His BFF is Matt LaFleur. That's why it hurts.
All right. For some reason, you sent a baseball future over. Real quick, get that out of the way. And let's get to the D-Gen prop.
Look, guys, I know no one's thinking about baseball except for me and maybe Scott right now, but Brad Woodruff, 30-1, NL Cy Young. He has all the metrics that matter in this. I could tell you a bunch of other things, but this is really just to fill some time and give you a future way too early. He's on the Brewers, by the way, if anyone needs to look that up, but I like him for Cy Young. I'm going to force Kramer to bet it next weekend. So he's our horse for the season.
All right.
Today I learned I'm betting on a Milwaukee Brewer to win the Cy Young.
Let's go. Last but not least, the D-Gen round robin touchdown parlay. What are you doing here, Adam?
All right, we're going with Brock Purdy TD 7-1.
Yes.
Bo Nix touchdown plus 350. Drake May touchdown plus 350. You just put a 3-leg of this is 100 casual 150 to 1. Look, all of these guys are active running quarterback. Purdy being 7-1 with Kittle being out and the weapons and the way that they're going to have to do things is absolutely crazy to me. So we're going to round robin it. We're going to have some fun with this, bet all those straights on it as well. But these are the guys, you could put Caleb Williams in there if you want. I think it makes it an odd number, but so these are the three that I'm going with. Like I said, casual 150-1 three-legger on this one.
Adam always slaps me in my wrist when I try to round robin 4. That's not right. Well, guess what? I round robin 4 this week.
Yeah, stay tuned. That's on Kramer's Tail of the Tape. Good stuff as always. Give him a follow on X at Hey Rosenberg and subscribe to the Propcast wherever you get your podcasts. Kramer, we're going to talk a little Giants. That's right, Harbaugh. When we return, Sports Gambling Podcast live here on VSIN.
This is the Sports Gambling Podcast live on VSIN, the Sports Betting Network.
Welcome back, everyone. Sports Gambling Podcast live here on VSIN. Sean Sack of the Money Green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Well, things are going very well in Giants land.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. It sounds like you have your head coach, or do you?
It's funny for two reasons. One, on the national level, it's funny how, news breaks by every credible reporter in the NFL.
Yep.
And then they even say when they break the news that they're expecting the contract to be done later in the week with an announcement the following week. But in the news cycle that we live in now, you gotta do shows every day. And so it's like, it's still going. It's still going. And it's come out today. If you follow the guys closest to the Giants, the ones who are, connected to ownership or whatever, it sounds like what's happening right now is the lawyers are going through the contract, and that the contract is non-standard because John Harbaugh wants there to be language in the contract defining who is essentially in charge at the end of the day. It is not about getting rid of Joe Schoen. I did a deeper dive than when we talked earlier.
Because I assume that would be it.
It's not. It sounds like he's fine with Joe Schoen. It's more about just making sure contractually he's in charge. So at the end of the
so that he can overrule Joe Schoen if needed.
Why would once you're in this situation, if you're Joe Schoen, why would he knows, like, you have to see the writing on the wall. It seems unlikely that you would go against this guy they're bringing in, paying all this money, paying more money than you, giving control over you. And so to answer your question, it is a done deal. Gary Myers from, I think it's SYN, or maybe it's the Post. He did come out and state that the expected time of the press conference is on Tuesday between noon and 2, expecting for the lawyers to get done with their business. Either it could be already done or probably done Monday. So all of that being said, not worried at all. Exceptional hire, great hire. And as I've told you multiple times in the office, I can't wait to get to hang out with Decker, Justin Decker, Chargers fan. We can talk Harbaughs. We can talk Harbaugh-isms.
Well,
who's got it better than us? Nobody.
But that all the fun stuff is Jim Harbaugh. John Harbaugh, I agree, is a solid coach. Although that's
not true at all.
What's the weird stuff?
The fun stuff came from their father. You just know less about the Jim Harbaugh stuff because he's been on one team for a long time, or the John Harbaugh stuff because he's been with one team for a long time. There's excellent stories dating all the way back to the Ray Lewis, Ed Reed time with Harbaugh. I'm
sure he's got some stories there.
Well, if you haven't heard it,
covered up Ed Reed or Ray Lewis
on the field.
Okay.
Ed Reed was apparently unhappy with how hard practice was under Harbaugh. And so that right there, I'm like, perfect. Give it to me. Give me accountability. Give me a coach that knows how to run an organization. And that's the real thing here. They needed a CEO. They get a CEO. So it also kind of solves the whatever trepidations you might have about Joe Schoen. It's being solved here if you believe in Harbaugh, because he's probably the GM and coach. That would be my guess.
Oh, okay. So he's just Joe Schoen in your mind is just GM in name only.
I think, yeah, I mean, I think that's essentially what we're going to find out. Like he's going to run, he's going to, be an admin, help do the salary
do
caps.
the paperwork.
Now there's also talk that this is also involving maybe some contract language with certain family members of the Maras that are, have kind of been in the building.
Hands off, get their hands, less cooks in the kitchen.
Well, if you didn't follow when Joe Shane came in, one of the things that he actually shocked people by was moving some of the dead weight family members out of the key positions. And so, yeah, nothing bad is none of what's happening right now is bad. So yeah, I can't wait for it. And the idea that part of the reason that he wants this is because future rookie of the year, Jackson Dart's already on the roster. Love it. Love all of it.
Okay. I mean, but you were always going to sell yourself on the head coach. Harbaugh is probably the easiest sell, right?
I told you that I would wake up when the coach was hired and we would talk about it then.
Yeah.
If you asked me to rank the coaches that I would have wanted the Giants to hire, this is the one that was like, is it even going to be attainable? So,
well, now I think the next
see, one thing I'll say too, just like the James Franklin thing with Virginia Tech, Penn State fires James Franklin. He comes to Virginia Tech. Penn State fans are losing their mind about how bad James Franklin is. The same thing is starting to happen with Ravens fans in Harbaugh. So that makes me feel good. They're sad he's gone.
Now, no NFL head coach has ever won a Super Bowl with two separate teams. Is that a concern?
Yeah, I mean, if Andy Reid could only finish the job with the Eagles, that would be an easy check the box.
Yeah.
No, not a concern at all.
Okay.
If anything, I think this is much like Andy Reid going to lead to a stint for Harbaugh where he does better than his first stint.
I mean, are you worried the hype train's going to get out of control, Ryan? Because I saw
of course.
Our buddies near the equator opened Giants win total at 8.5, which is a huge step up for this Giants team.
Yep.
Certainly Jackson Dart improving in year 2. That makes sense. But to me, there's still a lot of issues on this roster. You got Malik Neighbors coming off a pretty serious injury. Cam Scatterbo the same as well. I would be surprised if they hit the ground running and first year is a massive success.
Scatterbo will. I think Malik Neighbors is a little bit more concerned that kind of like Andrew Thomas, they're going to give him time to take his time. And so if you want to talk about if one guy is not going to be there week 1, it's certainly going to be Malik Neighbors. But I think, when you talk about why Harbaugh is a great hire, not only do you trust him to bring in good assistants, he has a long track record of hiring and replacing good assistants when they leave, but also bringing in that kind of lower tier veteran minimum part of the roster that the Giants have lacked in. And so, yeah, I think Harbaugh is going to have the ability to bring in players to help reinforce the defensive run game, because that's not that far off. It's basically a player away. The back end of the defense, sure, that's different, interesting. Caleb Downs from Ohio State all of a sudden becomes an interesting pick because he's the safety. We know Harbaugh's always had a dominant safety in the back there. And so, yeah, I think actually that's one of the things I'm most excited about with Harbaugh is the Ravens and Harbaugh have always had an idea of the type of player to draft, to develop, and then turn into a good player. And so that actually is the piece I'm least concerned about.
Are you worried he was never able to have more success there with Lamar Jackson, MVP, near MVP a second time, never was able to really go on a run in the playoffs?
So Lamar wins an MVP with Greg Roman. Harbaugh has the foresight to get rid of Greg Roman because his game was dying. He brings in Todd Monken after a couple down years, and what happens? Immediately MVP Lamar. The next year probably should have won the MVP over Josh Allen. And so, you're a Lamar hater. So are you going to credit the coaches? Or are you going to credit Lamar for that performance? I think even if you give 50-50,
I'm a Lamar hater in the playoffs. I think he's a great regular season player.
And why was he? But his greatest moments came when Harbaugh adjusted the offense to kind of work better with him. And
who do you think they end up bringing in at OC? Is it Todd Monken?
You think so? There's some fans.
He seems like he's in the mix for some head coaching jobs.
Maybe, but I listened to him talk about what Harbaugh's loyalty to him meant, knowing that part of the reason Harbaugh got let go was because he would not get rid of Todd Monken. Todd Monken, there's some loyalty there, and so I think it's a pretty strong chance. Some fan fiction that Mike McDaniel could have some interest.
Well, and I heard that was part of the hang up was that he wanted to lock in Todd Monken, and they were saying, "Hey, we want you to check out some other OCs."
Possibly, but also the what we're hearing is that's the exact kind of stuff that he's trying to work into his contract, where ownership can't make suggestions. Basically, he's in charge.
Yeah, I think there's going to be way too much hype for this Giants team. The under 8.5, I'm going to be on it. I'm sure. Kramer, well, tell us why over 8.5.
Defensive coordinator is the more interesting hire that we have coming up here. So
really,
we'll stay tuned. Well, I think any way you slice it, they got rid of Shane Bowen. They promote a outside linebacker coach. They immediately become a top half of the league defense. So I do think the idea of bringing in one of Harbaugh's guys, having some of that creativity. Remember, he lost so many coordinators and positional assistants before Zach Orr kind of didn't have a great job. So I'm excited about that. As far as your win total question, they're outside the norm games. The games they have different than their division are at Detroit, Cleveland Browns at home, Saints at home. So they got a fairly
tough spots.
Fairly fortunate in terms of that, but road games against the Texans, Colts, Rams, Seahawks, and then home games against the Cardinals, Niners, Jags, and Titans. There in the standard divisional stuff. That Jags game is going to be electric.
Oh, it's going to be tough for you, right?
You talk about a team that was beating the Bears, who are still playing in the playoffs before Jackson got removed by the CTE police. They were beating the Broncos before the defense pooed all over themselves.
Who better to bring in than a guy who's blown a bunch of fourth quarter leads, John Harbaugh?
That was Shane Bowen. I don't agree with that take. So you're asking me a team and when we're breaking down teams in the summer, guess who had a lot of close one-score losses? Regression is coming.
Well, he brings experience.
Give me the division losses. Price. Give me the over.
You know the offseason's right around the corner when Ryan's pounding the table.
Give me the NFC. Give me Jackson Dart MVP. Give me Super Bowl. Shout out to Nagel's Bagels at Nagel's Bagels. Give them a follow.
Okay. Hey, when we return, we'll talk about this weekend via sports betting blackjack. Don't want to miss it. Sports Gambling Podcast live here on VSIN.
This is VSIN, the sports betting network. This is the Sports Gambling Podcast live on VSIN, the sports betting network. Here are your hosts, Sean Green and Ryan Kramer. I can't believe we're letting these guys on my network.
Welcome back, everyone. Sports Gambling Podcast live here on VSiN. Sean second, the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Shuffle up and deal.
Shuffle up and deal. It is time for sports betting blackjack.
Should you hit?
Hit me.
You have 17, sir.
I like to live dangerously.
Should you stay? 5.
I'll stay.
I also like to live dangerously.
Let's see what the guys choose this week on Sports Betting Blackjack.
Very easy to play along. We basically play blackjack. Each blackjack card coincides with an NFL player prop. And much like in real blackjack, you don't get to decide the card you're dealt. You're dealt a card and it coincides with a player prop. You got to make a case for it on the spot.
Whoa, 2 weeks in a row with a cut, huh? All right. Give the dealer a hand. We're going against the 3.
Three
Sean.
of clubs for the dealer.
All right. And you get a 7 of hearts, which is okay.
7 of hearts. All right. Start there against the 3. 7 of hearts. JSN over 95.5. I mean, they keep setting these numbers insanely high and he keeps crushing them. Again, I'm on the 49ers, but JSN getting his, I could totally see that happening. I know Opta AI has him projected well over 100 receiving yards for this contest. Who am I to go against AI, Ryan? But yeah, I mean, if I'm the 49ers, I'm trying to slow down JSN, but I don't know if they can. I mean, 95.5, it's crazy high for a reason. How does he not get there? I guess they're playing really good defense, but I think this game is more about them being able to turn over Darnold than necessarily JSN getting his. So yeah, a JSN over 95.5 receiving.
Yeah, I have a piece of JSN over 6.5 catches.
Okay,
which there I think he's slightly better to the catch over. I think it's 12.5 versus the yardage being 11.6.
The yardage, the longest catch, probably all live, even as a guy like myself who's on the 49ers.
All right, my first card, Queen of Diamonds. I got a much better start than you. Queen of Diamonds, Hunter Henry under. It's at a 38.5 receiving yards. Yeah, I mean, this is an interesting one. He certainly has been a favorite target, but when you go and look at actually what his volume is, maybe a better touchdown play than a yardage play.
Definitely a red zone guy.
I think this is a tough matchup for the Pats. Certainly, honestly, I might look to the backup tight end in the anytime market, but when presented with
Hooper's always interesting. He gets looks too in the red zone.
This is private for now, but Hooper will be on the first touchdown card on Sunday. I'm getting a little early preview. So yeah, let's lean into it and say Hunter Henry goes under his yardage prop too at 38.
Okay. Kramer, deal me another card. Sitting on a 7 against the 3. I get a 5.
Oh no, 5 of spades.
5 of spades. So I'm sitting on a 12. 5 of spades. Kyron Williams over 59.5 rushing yards here. Ryan, you've been mentioning this a number of times. They're saving Kyron Williams for the play. We want Kyron to be fresh coming to the playoffs. Why not this game, right? The Bears defense relies on the turnovers. And one of the reasons I like the Bears, we'll get into it next segment here, is I think they're due for some of those turnovers. They were so close on a bunch of those fumbles, and they're getting GJ back, who's big for the turnovers. So I think they might get the turnovers, but them letting up yards. This defense has bled out a ton of yards. Now maybe Corum gets in a little bit. I think the Rams passing game, I would not like the overs in that. I think the cold weather is going to slow things down. You saw a bunch of drops there in Carolina for him last week. So yeah, if I'm going to play an over in the Rams offense, it's going to be Kyron Williams over 59.5 rushing yards.
So he didn't get there last week, only 57, but the previous 6 weeks, he got over that number. And in 5 of those weeks, he only had, it was like 12, 13, 13, 13, 13, 15 carries. Now, what I'm expecting in this game, like I was last game, is to see something closer to the 23 carry game we saw against the Seahawks a couple weeks back. So if he gets more volume, this is a lock, but even if he only gets the 13 carries, he's been getting home.
Kramer, you're sitting on a queen against a 3. Good spot for you.
I think I got a blackjack last week. Can I go 2 in a row? Oh,
blackjack! Call
ace of spades. Well, I doubled last week too because we weren't sure on the rules. James Cook over 76.5 rushing yards. You can run on this Broncos team a little bit, and I think that you kind of have to if you're. Now, will he get the volume? Well, he has in the past when it comes to the running game. This covers you if the Bills get out to a lead for sure. But I think in general, if you're going to attack the player prop market, to me, Cook is the safest of the plays, simply because I have no idea who's catching the ball, and I do know that you want to attack this Broncos defensive front on the ground.
Yeah, no, makes sense.
It's a big number, though.
And again, they don't have much going on pass catching wise. And Cook coming off a down game against the Jags, we're all over the Cook under. Maybe due for a bounce back spot against the Broncos here.
Also, there is the idea of game theory. If you're trying to just have Josh Allen win games, you want it to be a low scoring game. You want to bleed some clock. So I could see that being the strategy.
So I got a 12 against the 3. I got a hit, right?
I would hit. Yeah.
Yeah. Give me an.
Oh, actually, no, I would not hit.
Really?
2 against the 12 against the 12. I would hit 12 against the 13.
12 against the 3. Stay. Are you doubling? You're 11.
I'm not. It's not a 4, 5, or 6.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
So dealer showing a 3. I'm staying with the 12 per the card, aka Kramer. Flipping it over. Dealer has a 2.
Wow. So 5.
Dealer sitting on a 5. Not ideal.
King of spades.
Monkey. Come on, bust out, baby.
Oh no.
17. Oh, Kramer, I should have hit. Wow. What are you doing?
Oh my goodness.
All right. So dealer beats me. You obviously get the nice 3-2 because we're here at the Circa. Home of 3-2 blackjack. Always 3-2. Never 6-5.
Yeah, here. Never 6-5. Let's do 2 of diamonds.
2 of diamonds. Yeah. Let's walk through the dealer's hand. 2 of diamonds for the dealer.
Yeah, let's just not do the king of spades because that's a bad Harvey prop. So we don't like that.
DJ Moore under 27.5 receiving yards. Yeah, I mean the case for me here is that hey, they're pounding the rock. Loveland, who is a huge part of their offense, he's sucking it up a bunch of the volume. Then you got Burden, you got Odunze, like DJ Moore, kind of the lost guy in the Bears passing off.
Kind of all year. There was the talk of he's landing up in the backfield. Now he has gotten some good looks in the red zone, and he's out there. He's still running the routes. He's still out there for all the snaps. He's still getting a couple first read targets, but it's just the volume is way down. And so Yeah, I mean, it does make, I would say, just general comment about the Bears receiving props. They're all so, with the exception of Loveland, they're all so low. If you do have an opinion on one of these guys, my goodness, like there's ladder These are, CJ always talks about the ladder range where you're looking for these guys where their baseline is between like 25 and 50. All of the Bears receivers are in that range except for Loveland. And he's barely outside of it. Yeah,
no, I think you're onto something with the with Odunze. I kind of like Burden, with Odunze. I kind of like Burden, but I think Burden or Odunze could have some deep stuff against him. Let's pull another one of the dealer cards. 3 of clubs. What's the 3 of clubs here? We got Brock Purdy, longest passing completion over. What do we got that, Kramer? 22.5.
Yeah. That's an interesting one. I think the Seahawks defense has been so good at limiting big plays, but we would have said the same thing about the Eagles defense.
Yeah. Shanahan's in his bag.
I think it's also, there's an element of just taking your shots and sometimes coaches are too conservative to do that, but Shanahan, obviously realizes you got to take those shots. So, is it going to be a Juwan Jennings down the field? Is it going to be DeMarcus or maybe a Tonjes on a long? Maybe a Kyle Juszczyk wheel route.
Wait, Kramer you gave out a Juszczyk ladder on our props podcast, Sports Gambling podcast. I forget, was it catches or yards?
The goal, the game is catches because the thesis is Seattle's defense gives up a lot of receptions in the underneath, right? They're one of these defenses that is happy to give you a 2-yard catch and they'll tackle you. So, you'll hear people say they like McCaffrey's catches this week. In fact, I cashed McCaffrey's over last time they played. You'll hear people say they like Tonjes this week because of the Kittle replacement. My thesis is just, what if some of that goes to Kyle Juszczyk? The base of the ladder is 1.5. I'll jump some rungs here, but I mean, 2.5 is plus 234. 3.5 is plus 625. You want to go all the way to the top. He's had 2 6 catches, 6 catch games, and 1 7 catch game in his career. To have 6 catches is 27-1. To have 7 catches is 44-1.
This is where Kyle Shanahan thrives. He thrives with backup players. Again, Brock Purdy is the last, Mr. Irrelevant. Could he do anything with the number 3 pick in Trey Lance? No, he needed the last pick. Yeah. Could he do stuff? And I mean, with the exception of Christian McCaffrey, all these guys, and now Kittle being out, like this is Shanahan's wheelhouse.
Kittle was like a 4th round pick, right? Or a 3rd round.
Yeah, you're right. He wasn't a crazy high.
They develop players better than they deal with the good ones. And you recall, Sean, a couple Super Bowls back, Kyle Juszczyk got the first reception for me. Big cash on Kyle Juszczyk in a losing effort.
You rarely mention
in a losing effort. So I think Kyle Juszczyk could come home big for me again in a losing effort.
There's a couple props on the blackjack card worth talking about. Josh Allen over 207.5 passing yards. I mean, it's Josh Allen, Ryan. He has to go over this, right?
That's a low number.
I mean, look at Josh Allen's playoff log, even as a guy who's on the Broncos. I mean, again, I think there's some reverse correlation where maybe Josh Allen is playing from behind here a little bit in this game, and he ends up having to throw a bunch. 273 last game against the Jags, 237 in a losing effort against the Chiefs. Like 207.5 does feel low, even as someone who's not super high on Josh Allen this week.
He's not been great on the road, yardage wise. So that would be the counter.
Stay tuned. Hey, we're gonna break down the last 2 games. Don't want to miss it. Sports Gambling Podcast live here on VSIN.
You're here because you want an edge. That's what separates listeners from winners. But let's be real, mindset alone doesn't get bets home. Pros win because they've got the tools, the data, and the discipline. And now so can you. VSIN Pro gives you access to the same real-time insights the sharps use. No secrets, no fluff, just actionable info that moves markets. Tap the link and see why serious bettors are turning knowledge into profit with VSIN Pro.
This is the Sports Gambling Podcast live on VSIN, the Sports Betting Network.
back, everyone. Sports Gambling Podcast live here on VSIN. Sean Second. I'm agreeing with my partner in picks, Ryan Real Money Kramer. Happy Saturday to the East Coast.
Happy Saturday, East Coast.
You're copying me?
No, I was joining you and saying happy Saturday.
Yeah, they
East
appreciate
Coast.
it.
I was addressing East Coast, not to the East Coast. I was much more personable.
All right. What do we got a couple more games to break down.
Sunday games, and you got to note this one because a great opportunity for you to be the hero. Take the wife out to breakfast before the games start at noon on the West Coast. Got a couple extra hours to sleep, maybe. If you're me, I was very much looking forward to a much later pregame show. Texans head to New England to take on the Patriots. This number opened 2.5, and it has slowly risen until it got to about 3.5, and now it's kind of hanging out there. Circa's at -105. Some other places you can still find juiced threes. To me, very simple handicap here. The reason the number is getting bigger is because Nico Collins, I believe. And when you lose an alpha like Nico Collins from your offense, and you've already been struggling, I have very, very, very big concerns about how this game is going to look any different than the Chargers-Patriots game last week. The Chargers have a good defense. The Texans have a good defense. The Chargers had a horrible offense. The Texans very well could have a horrible offense. As Rosenberg pointed out, the Texans had 7 points at the start of the fourth quarter against the Steelers, who were not a good defense this season. Hence why maybe Mike Tomlin stepped down. So as much as I've been a hater on the Patriots this season, I'm taking my medicine this week. I think the 3.5, we love to lay it over taking it. And just in general, I how do the Texans? I'm not much of a small team total under player, but how do the Texans get to 20 points in this game?
Yeah, their offense really looked like it was struggling. Pat's defense played great game against the Chargers. I think they're going to be able to pressure CJ Stroud. I worry about these young receivers for the Texans being able to do damage against the Patriots defense, who Christian Gonzalez, who got knocked out with a concussion, cleared protocol. He's good to go, and he won't be having to guard Nico Collins. So I think the Texans are going to have their hands full. And yes, they got the win in Pittsburgh. Again, they broke the curse of that crazy Monday night streak there for Tomlin and the Steelers, winning all their Monday night home games. And dome team winning outdoors in cold weather. That was 1-14, I think, going into that game. Now it is 2-14,
2-15 actually.
2-15 now is the updated number. I would struggle for them to do it again. And this is when Drake made Cooks as a favorite. He's been very good here as a favorite. And CJ Stroud, I don't know if it was the weather, the issues with the center. He looked horrible. There was just a bunch of boneheaded plays.
Forget those. What about the times where he just dropped the ball because it was cold?
Yeah,
it's going to be this. To me, this is so much the same thing we saw last week. That I guess in a little bit, I was shocked to see where they opened it. Not really shocked to see where it is now. Do you think it keeps growing? Do you think it gets to 4?
Might. Yeah, it might. And you mentioned on the podcast the splits with and without Milton Williams as far as the running game. It's a huge difference. So Milton Williams is good. He's healthy. He missed some time earlier in the season. He can really clog up that middle. And on the other side, I think it's not going to be not a huge totals guy, but I don't know if the Patriots are going to light him up. I know Rosenberg liked them to put up a bunch of points. I think they'll put up some points. It's just on the other side. It's more for me struggling to see how the Texans put up points. Ryan, you mentioned the team total there for the Texans. I like the under on that. And the Texans defense performance was like crazy historical outlier with
touchdowns.
with the 2 defensive touchdowns and all that. It just, man, and decent matchups. We mentioned Drake May running, and I think Hunter Henry, maybe it's not totally him going off yardage wise, although I do think he could. I'd rather play him in the touchdown market. So I guess the scary thing is a lot of people like the Pats here, but yeah, I'm staying away from the Texans. Give me the Pats laying the points.
I think I might investigate doing some sort of reverse correlation with a Woody Marks, like lots of carries under the yards kind of thing. Maybe even an alt under yards. I'm with you on the Patriots. I think also Rosenberg's prediction happened to also fall under the total. he managed to give out a
30-8. Very sharp there.
Maybe it was a Fairbairn. Do we like him to get 2 field goals?
Yeah, I mean, I always like him to get 2 field goals. He only had 1 last game.
Yeah.
A lot of it was those weird turnovers, the defensive touchdowns, where normally they would be settling for field goals. So, yeah, and again, the Texans have never made it to a conference championship in their history. 0-6 straight up in the divisional round. I don't know how much that plays into here, but certainly CJ Stroud was part of the 2 of those losses. So, yeah, give me the Pats.
I mean, we again 1-14 trend going into last week. It's now 2-15 because the Chargers lost and the Texans got there. Can the Texans really overcome that trend 2 weeks in a row?
I don't see it.
Unlikely.
I like taking these home teams in cold weather on Sunday, which leads us to the next game.
Yeah. Speaking of which, dome team LA Rams, another LA team going outside. This time it's Chicago. We saw the video from earlier in the week when the snow was blowing horizontally across the screen. Doesn't seem like the weather is going to be that horrendous, but it is going to be very, very cold. The spread has grown out to 4, Sean. 48.5 is the total. I mean, the Bears have had a horseshoe up their butt. I love the fourth quarter money line plus 115 play that Rosenberg gave out. But the thing that I hyper focus on here is in a very cold day. I don't care what they do to Stafford's hand. He clearly at minimum, his hand is banged up. And it was affecting the way he was throwing it in the Panthers game. It's a cold day. If I'm coaching the Bears, I'm saying if you're rushing and you're not close, get near his hand. Get near that hand.
Get that hand.
And on the other side, Caleb Williams, when needed, he has made some of the best throws you'll ever see. And I think there's a good matchup advantage for his pass catchers. Even his run game. I mean, you nailed it earlier. The Rams have been slowly declining since the middle of the year. And as much as you hate when I say crescendo,
yeah,
they chose to crescendo too early. And now all we're hearing is that the Weasley trumpet noise from the back of the orchestra. So that failed as it was coming out. Bears plus 4, and I love the money line, Sean.
Yeah, I'm with you. Probably my favorite play of the week. Give me the Bears and the points. Bears have been practicing in the cold weather with no heaters. # real football guys. But you mentioned it, the Rams defense. Scoring defense in 2025. First 11 games, Rams only allowed 16.3 points per game. Last 7 games, 28.3 points per game. They let up 35 points to Bryce Young and that Panthers offense. And I think this Bears offense is in a much better spot. I think they're going to be able to put up points against the Rams, and all it takes is a couple turnovers. We saw Stafford. What did he throw? 1 pick last game.
Again, the hand was clearly bothering him.
Hand was clearly bothering him. It's going to be worse there in the cold weather. You get GJ back, who's good for a turnover here and there, and the fumbles. Man, the Bears forced 3 fumbles, recovered 0. I mean, Ryan, that's like the craps dice. They're due for a hard 8 and get some of these turnovers home. And just going back to home dogs in the playoffs, 4 points or more, which we're picking it now at 4. 9-0 ATS over the last 50 years in the playoffs. I don't see it changing this Sunday. I think the Bears are going to keep this a game. Maybe the Rams win by a field goal, but 4, I'm feeling pretty comfortable with the Bears here at 4. And especially, I mean, the Bears, the confidence they have, the stadium was just going nuts. The energy of that place is off the charts. Even if they get behind, you feel like they're going to have confidence to come back in that game.
You made fun of my loving Liam Cohen talking smack to Robert Saleh, but Ben Johnson talking smack to Matt LaFleur had like the team, the fans love it. And if Sean McVay and his cronies are thinking about what Ben Johnson said to his BFF, that means they're not thinking in their head. And the guru who apparently I don't have his name in front of me, but the guy who builds the game plan for McVay, builds the PowerPoint. We talked about him on the podcast a little bit. He has been interviewing for OC jobs.
Yeah, a lot of the Bears assistants, I think, are the passing game coordinator. I think even the DC.
I forgot to mention with the Niners earlier, Saleh interviewing. I love the idea that that's a distraction.
Certainly doesn't help. And if it's close, why not throw that into as part of your handicap?
Of course.
I just saw a Rams team. Those drops were a big issue in what was it, like slightly cold and rainy there in Carolina. It's going to be way worse. And if you're not used to that cold, if you're not used to catching a cold, rock hard football, I think it's going to be a little tough here for the LA Rams. Will he pull the Jared Goff and go full wetsuit, Ryan?
No.
Okay.
Stafford's a dog. He's not going to do that.
Rams last 10 games in Chicago, 2-8 with a -109 point differential. Current forecast for Sunday, 20 degrees, 18 mile per hour wind gusts. It's going to be frigid in Soldier Field.
And Stafford's going against one of the premier cold weather quarterbacks in the league.
Caleb's been good in cold weather. Again, hasn't played in it a ton, but he's looked good here as of late, and you see why he's the #1 pick overall. Kramer, when we return, break out the tape measure, paper ticket parlays, tail the tape. Sports Gambling Podcast live here on VSIN.
This is the Sports Gambling Podcast live on VSIN, the Sports Betting Network.
Welcome back, everyone. Sports Gambling Podcast live here on VSIN. Sean Sack and the Money Green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
My almost 10 feet coming right into your living room. And again, still no sponsor on the tape measure. Sean forgot that we were talking about our.
Oh, I had to grab my pouch. I had left it in my bag. And
do we have any performance enhancement going on off camera?
It's a little chilly here. We got the AC down pretty far, so need a little something, a little pick me up here. Getting late, Ryan.
Maybe next time you go off camera, you can clap the whole time.
All right, here we go. Let's extend it. Behind the sports book. I always wonder what people who aren't familiar with our show and they see a tape measure. Like, wait, they have a home improvement show on VSiN? We'll call it exactly right on 6. Exactly 6 inches. Kramer, here we go.
Pretty average.
I'm going to TD round robin. $50 a leg, 200 in total. First up, my boy Jake Tonges getting in the end zone at plus 325. Next up, why not Bo Nix? Denver Broncos plus 335. Last but not least, I do think he gets into the end zone. Hunter Henry plus 210. Yeah, we go 2-1. Yeah, that's it. We go 2-1. We're cashing pretty nice. We go 3-0. $200 turns into $5,122.95. Just give me the 5K. The rest is the tip. Enjoy the tip. Some say the tip's their favorite part. At least when I talk to the people down at the ticket writing, they say tip's the best part.
That's weird. My ticket writer said they liked holding the paper ticket more.
All right, here we go.
Oh,
there we go.
It's always embarrassing when that happens on you're right about big performance and you go out there and it falls apart.
Sometimes you're stretching it out, and
metaphorically speaking,
the tape measure goes soft on you, and you're in trouble.
All right, so it's a shorter weekend because it's divisional round, so we're only at 6. We'll call it 6 3/8.
Oh wow!
4 legs.
Size queen over here.
4 legs, and I got real wild and crazy.
Really?
With this one. Oh yeah, we mixed all sorts of stuff in here.
Okay.
Leg 1, I'll go in chronological order. RJ Harvey to find the end zone. Leg 2, Seahawks team total over 27.5. Leg 3, Patriots minus 3.5. And for the juicy kicker, give me Roma Dunze to find the end zone plus 260. A $200 parlay pays out $4,987.10.
Oh my God.
Now that is a juicy 4-legger.
Are you taking that in chips or cash, Ryan?
This one will be in chips because I do have a bonus one.
Oh wow! Okay, bonus.
You want to measure? Let's measure this one.
Sure.
This could also be 6. It would be weird if I had a different length for the second one. Oh my goodness, it's almost identical. 6 3/4 or 3/8 inches. I liked your round robin. It was cute. It was cute.
It's never good when they say it's cute.
4 legs, anytime touchdown scorers.
Oh wow!
RJ Harvey.
Wait, you're round robining these?
Round robining 4.
So that's 11 bets.
11 bets. Also,
so 2, 3, and 4.
It's actually 15 bets because I also have them straight. And I build it like a pyramid, kind of. Although I did go flat on this round robin because I didn't want to. There was a line I was feeling a little subconscious, and I was like, you know what? I'll be pissed off if I don't go big and it hits. RJ Harvey is the common. There's two common. RJ Harvey and Rome Odunze also in this. Adding to that, Ramondre Stevenson plus 165 and AJ Barner plus 190. Again, 11 bets here on this ticket, $100 a leg.
Wow. So you have $1,100 round robin?
$1,100. It's divisional round. What are we doing?
I'm a degenerate.
We only got 7 games left, Sean.
That's a good point.
If it hits all the way, $16,039.70.
Wow. Wow.
Now
taken aback by that.
Well, yeah, and this was part of the reason why I went from 50 to 100 here. Because that was a nice number. So with a 4-legger, this is why Rosenberg doesn't love doing the 4-leggers because you gotta kind of you're kind of
if you
in
go
trouble.
2 and 2. Are you breaking even?
Depends on the legs.
Okay.
So yeah, if the 2 long legs hit Odunze and Barner, probably still down. So gonna need to hit 3.
Okay,
that's why I did it. Felt good about it. I have some other variations as well. I have a 4-legger with the same 3 guys where I swap in Harvey for Knox. That one pays out a ton. Yeah, just a lot of touchdowns this weekend. Just a lot of touchdowns. I don't know. I keep doing the Trump. A lot of touchdowns.
So many are saying these are the best touchdowns. Kramer, for me, I'm also going to be as soon as we're done here, putting down some first touchdown parlays. Just sticking to Saturday. I've been doing 3 in each game and then parlaying them. I'm going to just go 2. I'm going to go 2 for the Buffalo Broncos game. I'm going to go Bo Nix 22-1. Again, been all over Bo Nix to get in the end zone. And then, Bo Nix is 18-1. My apologies. Dawson Knox is 22-1. I'm also going to do a anytime touchdown parlay between Knox and Nix. Knox. It just has a nice ring to it. So I'll be playing that as well. And then I'll be playing in the other game. Tonges, he's my guy this weekend at 17-1 first touchdown, and Purdy 34-1 first touchdown. So, and then I'll be parlaying the Knox Knicks first touchdowns with the Tonges Purdy first touchdown.
It's a lot of calculus in there.
Oh yeah, I'm going to be.
You want the first touchdown card?
Sure, let's go.
Samuel 60-1, Knox 25. I haven't played it yet, so it sounds like Knox is shorter here. And then I have Franklin and Nix on the card. So that's the 4 legs for the Broncos Bills game. I will be parlaying these always with the other Saturday game. Give me Juszczyk. I think 35-1 is the number. Tonjes, what did you say? 17-1.
Yep.
Eric Saubert 40-1.
Saubert.
And AJ Barner 10-1. So those are my 8 Saturday first touchdowns.
Okay.
Sunday, it's the Lord's Day. I haven't quite finalized those cards yet. So
good reason to check out our pregame show, youtube.com/sportsgambling podcast. Kramer, any, I know, unfortunately our exactas got wiped out with the Eagles and Jags getting cleaned out. Is there any exactas that are jumping out at you?
No, I think I'm going to go play those MVPs, and then it's like what's attractive about the exactas is the longer shots, and so maybe I guess I should look at the prices with the Bears since I think they're going to win, and there's potentially some value to be picked up there. But like I said on the NFL Pick Show on Wednesday on our podcast, this is a tricky bit of calculus to figure out because all these teams are the same. They're all flawed. There's all reasons why they shouldn't win. And so, I think, the Bears, since we like them on the money line, I think we should investigate maybe them to play the Broncos, maybe them to play Patriots, although hard to see Drake May getting there. Yeah.
I mean, I do think the Bears and Niners are live. That would set up a pretty interesting NFC.
If you like that, you almost are. Yeah, you should. I have the prices here if you're curious. Because that's
Bears over Pats rematch of the 1985 Super Bowl.
So the Bears over Pats is 56-1.
Okay.
49ers over Pats is 63-1. So I mean, really, if you like some of these NFC long shots,
Bears over Broncos.
Bears over Broncos is 72-1.
I mean, Bo Nix getting to a Super Bowl and losing. Again, I had Broncos to win the AFC. I'm still on it, but I don't know if he can get it done once
Caleb also same category as Drake May. It's like, can we really see these first timers getting there?
I mean, yeah, just looking at this, the only ones with Super Bowl experience or legit playoff wins are Purdy and Stafford, and both of them obviously aren't going to be in there. So it's going to be interesting, especially on the AFC side. The AFC, we're going to get a first time Super Bowl starter.
Yeah, and again, I think everyone wants it to be Josh Allen, so we'll see. But I mean, yeah, maybe as we're talking it out, Bears over Broncos is pretty interesting.
And the Bills being in the Super Bowl is interesting for me only if they win. If the Bills get there and lose again, my God, like there's no coming back.
I kind of like it better that way.
That one way would just. And I feel for the fans of Buffalo. Again, I was a long suffering Eagles fan, and getting that first one, getting that monkey off your back, the town going nuts. I mean, just as a fan, Ryan, to watch the Super Bowl parade for Buffalo will be insanity.
Yeah, but then you're going to have all these mouth breathers from upstate New York talking about the best team from New York is in Buffalo.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you have the. Well, your guys aren't from Jersey.
Let's not forget the Bills were really close to going to Canada. So
the Toronto Bills. Maybe that's what they need to. I saw Josh Allen with Peyton throwing some hot sauce in the Niagara Falls as a way to break the curse of Buffalo. Will that be enough? Probably not. Hey, we're going to close things out with our best bets coming up next. Sports Gambling Podcast live here on VSIN.
This is the Sports Gambling Podcast live on VSIN, the Sports Betting Network.
Welcome back, everyone. Sports Gambling Podcast live here on VSIN. Sean Second, the Money Green with my partner in picks, Ryan Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Well, Sean, we've come to the end.
Yeah, final segment, best bets. How are we feeling?
Oh, I feel great. And I got a DM last week from someone who wasn't super complimentary of the show and told me that we must be making up our best bet segment because there's no way we could possibly have that many bets on an NFL.
Why
slate.
not? I got the tickets in my pouch.
To let people know this is real, I will be reading off my paper tickets.
Oh, wow. Okay. That sounds really official, Ryan.
Thank you.
For me, give me the Denver Broncos on the money line, -120, although it's -115 now, circa. Give me the 49ers +7. Give me the Pats laying 3.5 at home. Chicago +4. That would be my favorite of the NFL sides, but they're all my favorites. Tonga's touchdown at +320. Little bonus college basketball. Give me UCF +9.5. Stanford +10. And for the Natty, give me the Miami Hurricanes +8.5. Kramer,
really, you put the Hurricanes on the best bets.
Yeah,
huh? You feel that good?
All right. Everyone's on Indiana. This is one of the more obvious sides.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you're not usually one to let other people influence your picks. So
no, I love that Miami's defense. I think that D line's going to give Indiana a lot of problems.
So we'll go backwards. I'm on Indiana.
And entertainment wise, Michael Irvin. And that Miami team winning a championship in Miami.
Oh my God!
An Indiana, Seattle teaser. Beautiful. Anyway, I love it.
Getting a little chalky over here, Ryan.
Love Indiana -8.5. I'll also get some college basketball out of the way. I love the UCF angle, fading Arizona off the rivalry game against Arizona State. Take the full 9. I'm also going to take Nebraska. Love to fade Colby once in a while. I don't know what it is about this Northwestern team at home, but I feel like he loves saying that they might have a chance. And then we asked Colby for one game he really, really liked at the end, and he said North Dakota State -1.5. So I'm blindly tailing that. Also gives me some good content when he's wrong. I can blame him. NFL props. These are the digital ones that I don't have paper tickets for. The people won't believe me. Woody Marks under 55.5 rushing yards. And like I said, this is the Milton Williams angle. He's back. I also plan on playing a reverse correlation with his over carries and under yards. I'm going to search for an alt under yards to see if we can even make it juicier. I also like Rome Odunze's receiving yards. Highlighted it. Big receivers have been dominating them. Coker and T-Mac just went off. Also like JSN to get the 6.5 receptions. We talked about the yards in Blackjack, but I do think he, against this defense, there is going to be plenty of times where he's just going to be running wide open. So probably has a big game, but I like the receptions over the yards. Juszczyk over 1.5 receptions. I told you, ladder it all the way up to 7, where it's 44-1. And then RJ Harvey rushing yards, 54.5. I'm not too concerned about Ed Oliver coming back. Big men, especially defensive tackles, first came back after an extended injury. He's not going to play all the snaps. So I think it's a little bit of a Fugazi story. Also, anytime touchdowns. We got RJ Harvey -125. We got AJ Barner +190. We got Ramondre Stevenson +165, and we got Rome Odunze +260. I have some digital 280. I have some paper 260 on that one. And then the sides, Denver -1.5. I got a bad number there, but I did lay the points. So I'm not scared like Sean over there. Seattle -7. Patriots -3.5 and Bears +4. Thought about the money line, but you know what? Give me the points. This has been the cardiac team. It comes down to the wire. Sean, I went off book. I played a pleaser. The pleaser card. The printer had no malfunction. The pleaser's available. There are 5 items on the pleaser. 4 NFL games, 1 college game. Give me bubble 5 Patriots -10.5. Give me bubble 8 Bears -3.5, and give me bubble 9 Indiana -15.5. $100 pays 2,500.
Okay, just
what are you adding?
Yeah, I'm adding.
This?
I'm
what
adding.
What is this?
Because
are these real?
Yeah, no. I'm looking at some of the stuff I have in my pouch that I forgot to give out. Adding to the list, Bo Nix most rushing yards for the weekend, 150-1 here at Circa. Oh. Don't let Nix get hot. Troy Franklin most receiving yards, 200-1. Again, all it takes a couple deep shots.
I'm 100% at the end of the night going to finish my night by sitting in one of those recliners behind us,
firing on some of these
and just analyzing some futures.
And then Hunter Henry most receiving yards. I know he's not normally a yards guy, but he could get the volume that could get there. 45-1 felt like a.
If you like that, you should. The green and the blue book both have most tight end receiving yards this week as kind of a weird alternate prop market, which. I'll tout something that I like here. AJ Barner 11-1 most receiving yards for tight ends.
Yeah, Loveland's a big favorite, but and I like Loveland. I just think it's kind of priced in. I think he's more fun in the touchdown market.
Do you like him or do you love him?
I love Loveland. Kramer. Well, I mean, next week it's going to be conference championship Sunday.
I know it's only 2 games to talk about next week,
which means more props, more college basketball. I'm sure.
Well, there's a UFC that weekend. Maybe we'll talk some.
Maybe even. Do we talk any golf? No, it's too. It's not. It's too close.
Feels a little too early to get into. Masters isn't for like 3 months.
Yeah, I did see humans all fired up Sony Open, so we did get some Hawaii golf.
Well, I mean, it was this time of year that Wes Reynolds went on the greatest streak in the history of golf handicapping last year.
A bunch of nice outright winners. Philip VSIN guy, Wes,
and he's an Indiana guy, so he's on cloud 9 right now. So.
Yeah, he's got to be stoked about the Hoosiers playing for the national championship. They look unbeatable, or do they?
No, stop it.
That's going to be
really
fun.
Disgusting that you're on Miami. it's like you don't know what Miami's done. And highly recommend. The documentary is old enough by now where maybe some of the young people haven't seen it. But if you have not seen the U, there's 2 of them actually, but watch the first. My goodness, what a great documentary. Shout out to Billy Corgan. It's a great documentary, captures the Miami culture that Sean is getting behind here.
Yeah.
But also he likes Michael Irvin. If Miami
it is very entertaining.
If Miami wins, will there be autographed versions of Michael Irvin's belt on the internet to buy?
I don't know. That would probably be a great NIL booster. And I wonder, I would love to see the accounting of the $3 million. They get $3 million to travel from Miami to Miami. I wonder where that money goes, right?
I mean, if you are Miami and you see the attention that Michael Irvin. First of all, it's not just Michael Irvin. Think about the party you could throw.
Yeah,
you got Coach O on the sideline and Coach O's younger sons, who I assume
ultimate brand ambassadors.
You got Jason Taylor, which means Joy Taylor is probably in the building. It's a real eclectic crowd.
Of course, stay tuned here on VSIN coming up tomorrow morning. Start the day with the VSIN weekend morning line with Tim Murray. Kicking off at 9 a.m. East, Ryan. So we'll be on our way out, and Tim will be up here, bright eyed and chipper, breaking down all the NFL action, followed by live bet Saturday at noon, and then closing it out. Ready, set, bet. A big thanks to our guests.
Well, I was going to say real quick, I had a kind of a psycho moment. It's early in the morning. The last couple of weeks, I've run down to the sports book to get some last minute action. And this past time I was down at the lower part when Tim was walking in, and he's clearly tired and like just looking down, focusing on getting to the job. And I'm like, Tim, he like looks around. I'm like, oh, hey man, didn't want to scare you, but yeah, I startled him a bit. So.
Well, it's an early start time here on the West Coast, but you can get some coffee and he's a pro.
Just us and the vacuums, as they say.
Yeah. The vacuum Zambonis that patrol the casino floors, although we're leaving a little bit later tomorrow. So nice. maybe we won't bump into him. Good times as always. Big thanks to our guests, of course, Adam Rosenberg filling in for CJ Sullivan under the weather, but make sure you check out Rosenberg over on the Propcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Big thanks to Colby Dant. Again, if you like college hoops, college football, you got to be checking out the College Experience over on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network.
They're live right now, and I think Colby said they were going to be doing a 3-hour episode tonight.
And our buddy Big Balls is always good to hang out with Chris. Get the night started here. Big thanks to producer Johnny, everyone behind the glass, making us look good. Give us a follow on X at Gambling Podcast. Hit us up. Always enjoy hearing from you guys on the show, and Spotify, Sports Gambling Podcast, YouTube. It's the same. And we're going to be doing a pregame show, Ryan, in like 13 hours. So check that out. And of course, as always,
thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, second the money green. He's Ryan.
Let's go Roma Dunze, Ramondre Stevenson, RJ Harvey, and AJ Barner. Thank you.
Kramer, let it ride.